Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Try and just make myself bigger. I don't know why I'm not. What is happening? All right, whatever. Welcome to Twisted Strategies, where we follow all the twists and turns. I am your host, and it's Sunday. This is why I'm at like mom hair, don't care. It's a Sunday fun day. Okay, everyone. And it's the day where everyone sleeps in and they get their coffee and they don't care about mom hair. Because it's Sunday. It's God's day. You know what I'm saying? That's what my grandmother used to say. It's God's day. It's Sunday. But it is Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will figure out the ad thing. I haven't had a chance, but I promise you I will. I will figure it out. Welcome everybody. I hope everybody has their coffee, their tea, their whatever you're drinking at this point in the morning time. I have no idea. That's a good question. I was gifted premium DJ, so I don't actually know how much like YouTube premium is. I have to figure out how to tweak the ads. I know there's a way. I just haven't been able to find it yet. So I promised I will find it. I will figure it out. I mean, it does help the channel, I think, the ads at some point. It's like something about not skipping them. Like if you don't skip them, it helps the creator, but if you skip them, you get less or something like that. I mean, it's such a little amount anyway, when it comes to like ads, it's whatever, but there's something about it. Girl, you got to tell me. I mean, usually they do like night shows, right? I mean, I know that I'm one of the only ones that does like during the day. I used to do only night and now I do daytime. So I mean, I'm used to them doing their shows mostly like at night, you know what I mean? Like not having to deal with them when it comes to like daytime. Except for like some of these new grifter weirdos, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they do help me. Not skipping them helps, but also like you probably want to skip them when you're live. There's something about skipping or not skipping. They help either way, but I think not skipping helps more, something like that. Scorpio says it's $18.99. Yeah, Brother Council kind of popped on the scene not that long ago. You know? Yeah, so that was the thing. I wanted other people to come do that there today, but it seemed to me as if everybody was busy. I forgot it was a holiday. I forgot it was a holiday weekend, and so maybe I can get more people put together because everybody was like, it's a holiday. I'm going to a cookout or I'm going to a family's house or whatever. So I'm guessing that's probably why. Yeah, Francesca's right. You can share with family and friends. So that's what happened. Ashley has shared hers with me. So I have premium because Ashley shares her premium with me, which I am very, very grateful for. Yeah, a lot of people say that, Anna. A lot of people say that. Good morning, darling. Good morning. A lot of people say that some of these people, yeah, the family one, that's what Ashley has. So she shares it with me, thankfully. But a lot of people say that they liked a lot of these people before this whole thing. Now, if you go and look at the amount that people have dealt with when it comes to harassment, you can look at like how much it ramps up when another one of these like weirdos pops onto the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for instance, the Altman spends every day, all day, just harassing people that never respond to her, like me. Like you would think with a professional license, that you wouldn't commit criminal acts of cyber stalking, criminal harassment, and it is criminal harassment when you are constantly every single day trying to disparage or use slurs and tropes against people who are, and I'm disabled, so let's make that clear, like against people you don't like, who never respond to you. That's called targeted harassment. It's also criminal harassment. It's cyber stalking. Those are crimes. And you would think somebody with a professional license wouldn't be so stupid. But apparently they are. They just don't seem to care that it can have effect on their lives if they would just stop harassing people. Also, it doesn't seem like they really care all that much that they could be charged. They just think that because they haven't been charged yet that they won't be, which I find hilarious. Like, you know, I mean, you could go on and on with the lists of those people. Which one? Brother Council? That one, Leah? Oh yeah, we saw that. She's friends with the the glare, you know, like from you support, you have a problem. Dumb from the beginning. Well, that's the thing. If you're supporting all the stuff that they're doing, then I think that you have a moral compass problem. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a moral compass problem. Like, well, that's the thing, right? It's like, why would you spend every day, all day, talking about disparaging, defaming, libeling, spreading BS about people that you don't know in real life, but that don't even respond to you? I think I've responded like 5 or 6 times total to the Altman, and I think 4 of them or 5 of them were to literally say, stop tagging me, you're blocked, this is unwanted contact, which is harassment. Like I only have to tell you once, but I've done it more than 3 times, which is like usually the legal standard for an HBO. Yet they still do it. They don't learn the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like it's brother counsel went on his show. She's saying, shocker, shocker. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. Once you realize the level of insanity that you have to deal with when it comes to this stuff. Like, for instance, yesterday, right? I'm talking to my daughter's boyfriend, and he's like, I see stuff all the time about this case, right? And he brings up like a bunch of the random stuff that they say. And I'm like, you have to be the epitome of stupid, okay, to keep coming up with like alternative theories of pieces of evidence that show her guilt. For instance, her car backing up and his phone stopped moving within seconds. So unless you're going to tell me that Karen watched somebody murder him right there in front of her and said nothing this entire time, there's nothing else that could have happened, right? But when a new piece of evidence comes out or an admission of hers is made, they come up with alternative theories. Just like everything has to be a way around. When you're saying that every expert is an idiot and every person who gets on the stand thus far is lying, you are grasping at straws. You are at silly straw levels of loop-de-loops to do that mental gymnastics to get to that point. Like, it should be apparent to you that when you have to do that level of mental gymnastics to make her not guilty or quote unquote set up, that probably you're wrong at that point. And you would also think that like, hey, maybe, just maybe, I start to realize that a lot of these people perpetuating these bold-faced lies and bullying people spend all of their time doing it. Can you imagine just sitting online 24/7 disparaging other people you don't even know? There's this lunatic that's been like talking about me for the last like 2 days named Neil. Never met her a day in my life. I have no idea who she is. She doesn't know me. But she feels the need to talk about me as if she does know me. It's absurd. Like it's cuckoo bananas. This is like, you need mental health help. Now you would think somebody who works in mental health and addiction wouldn't be so stupid. Yet here we are. Yet here we are. Like, oh, I've had many of those. I get them on a daily basis, you know, on a daily basis. I can't even bother arguing with them. It's a waste of my time. If they want to be that stupid, so be it. So be it. Like, can you imagine? Like, can you imagine just like, all like, what? Not only is it utterly disgraceful, like, but it's, I mean, cray. Johnny Petter said the defense is changing, pivoting, because the real Dr. Wolf, he got attacked by Chloe falling, hitting his head. Oh, for the love of God. You know, the stuff that they're onto, the defense is sort of kind of made like the assertions about certain things at this point. And it seems to me as if some of the assertions are funny, right? Some of them are like for information about like, oh, well, he wasn't beat up in the house. Now they're basically arguing that it could have happened outside the house, but not saying it like in that way. They're sort of sending little like drops of hints of like, well, it happened outside, not inside. Like, what? Like, some of the stuff is utterly absurd and ridiculous. And I don't think that they realize that it's not going to bode well with the jury when you're just pointing a finger at every single person. I said this last time, during the first trial, and I will say it again. A jury is not going to like a pick one anyone sort of thing. They want to know that if you're saying it's a third party, or you're sort of asserting, even a roundabout way, that it's a third party, that they want to know who, how, when, where, and why. And no, the defense is not under any obligation to prove anything, as we know. But when you use a third party, or attempt to use a third party culprit, because they're not even using it at this point, they're using a vote in defense. But when you're sort of in a roundabout way trying to use third party culprit, you really need to show the jury who you think it was and why it couldn't be your client. You know what I mean? And so I love when the girl gets on there and says, well, the defense doesn't have to prove anything. No, they don't, under the law. But any good attorney knows that you do kind of have to give them an idea of who, what, when, where, and why, that it wasn't your client, or they're going to find your client guilty. So, I mean, hey, you're right. Like, I agree. It is going to be a tough week for the weak-minded, Turtle Slayer. I agree. Like, oh, a lot of them have fake accounts too. And a lot of them. Yeah, I've lost a lot of fucks myself. I don't know where they went, but I don't care. I give about, 0 at this point. I've handed them all out, so I have none left to give. Handed out a fuck here, handed out a fuck there. So I have no fucks left to give out anymore. Like, so sorry, not sorry, but I agree that it is going to be a tough week for the weak-minded. I will tell everybody that Tuesday morning, you guys are coming on a field trip with me. Field trip on the morning. Obviously, we'll still have the stream, we'll still have court. But I have an appointment that I need to be in for about 15, 20 minutes in the morning. And I'll try to get it done before stream starts. But if I cannot get it done before stream starts, then you guys are coming on a field trip with me. Like, field trip, everyone. I actually love when you guys bring me on field trips. It's fun. When you guys are like, hey, I'm bringing you to the doctor. I'm bringing you to the grocery store. I'm bringing you in the car. I'm like, ooh, field trip. Shell's going on a field trip. I love it. I want to get bumper stickers. I'm in the middle of making merch, and I want bumper stickers. I don't even have a card to put a bumper sticker on, but you guys do. Some of you guys do, and I think it would be cool to have my thing on a bumper sticker. Would anybody be interested in bumper stickers? If I don't make them too big, fitting my name, the show name, is going to be at least, like, I'd guess probably about this big. But I could try to make circle ones too that are a little smaller. You know what I'm saying? Like. But I would be wondered, like, what are the main things you guys would be interested in? Like, is it tank tops? Is it slides, which AKA are flip-flops? Is it doggy clothes? What is it? What is it that you guys would be excited to buy, like, a piece of merchandise? Well, like, what's the main thing that you're like, I want that? McAlbert bumper sticker. Yeah, I'm making ones that say I'm a McAlbert and I'm all the McAlberts. So shirts, tank tops, bumper stickers, dog clothes. So I'm making those that say I'm a McAlbert and I'm all the McAlberts. Because we just, coffee cups. I have some Twisted Tragedies coffee cups already made on this thing. So, but I'm definitely, like, gonna do I'm a McAlbert cup too. Yep, the one that I have is a McAlbert on board. That's a good one. Yeah, you do. Your shirt is nice. I'm gonna make mine with my Cricut, like my own with my Cricut. I'm gonna make one, but for the store, for the channels, like merchandise, travel cups, stickers, pins. I don't know if pins are an option. I'll check though. I have to choose from, like, what they have, but I will look. My sister used to make pins though, so I totally could ask her. She used to make Disney pins. She makes, like, cups and things now, but I could ask her about pins. We know shirts are always going to be, hoodies and shirts are always going to be a thing, even if it's summertime, because who gonna like a good hoodie in the summertime? I like a good hoodie in the summertime at night when it starts to get, a little chilly outside, for sure. Hi, Crime Cricket. Yeah, that's what you say. Like, just be like, yeah, I'm a McAlbert. Like, what do you mean? I'm all of the McAlberts. I love when people call me Jen. I'm like, if you don't know who I am by now, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's, like, weird. Like, that means you're not paying attention. Like, so I'm like, yep, that's me. You caught me. I'm so, I love Michael Proctor. That's probably a good one. Or Michael Proctor was right. That'd be a good cup. Mike Proctor was right. Just writing down you guys' ideas, you know. T-shirts and hoodies are always an option. Stickers. They even have like tech things, like cases for things. They have like canvas bags. Like they have like all sorts of things to choose from. Slides. I have slides, Twisted Tragedy slides made up. But I definitely want to hear from you guys what you would like to see the most. Nelson's defense strategy must be to find the stupidest people in Norfolk to sit on the jury. I saw a juror interview years ago after a hand saying many people can have the same DNA. Oh my God, that has got to, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Like that is, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably a really super smart thing to say. It's just as smart as the people who said that the pig DNA is a pig's ear from a dog, but there's no dog DNA that it would be covered in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's super duper smart, you know, like so smart. Like, oh, well, I will warn you. The problem with merchandise and making merchandise through the companies that like you can link your YouTube for, they are expensive. I try to make it the lowest amount of overhead that I'm going to get, but I will tell you, like, a pair of like sweatpants are like $60, and the overhead on that is they get like 45 of it or 50 of it. If you make it 60, they get 50 something and you get like $5. So it's like absurd. The level, like, say for instance, a coffee cup is $8. They get 7 out of the $8 of that cup. So it's you know, if you raise the prices, you might get a little bit more, but I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like you're only getting a couple dollars basically on each thing anyway, you know? Stanley Cup stickers that will not peel. I can make those myself on my Cricut. And all you guys would have to do is peel it off, put it on your cup, rub it, and then pull the thing off. I can make those and those won't come off. Like if you put it in the magnets, that's a good one. Magnets, that's a good, I didn't think of that. Magnets. I always love me some good magnets for the refrigerator. That's for sure. Ooh, she hit him. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. We got it. Yeah, we got to get a couple sayings to put on them. You know what I mean? Like, call me Hank. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. The Hankinator. Or one that just says HB on the chest with like the Superman symbol. Just HB. Oh, you can. Or your desk. Or yeah. I love that. Well, that's about the only people that can have identical DNA is identical twins. You know? Oh. Hey, Dr. Russell. How you doing, Dr. Russell? We were wondering when you were going to come back. I mean, we're so honored. You're the smartest person on the planet, Dr. Russell. Like, oh, that's okay. Some people it does and some people it doesn't. Good morning, Dr. Russell. You know, good morning. Like, well, that's what they, you know, they can't refute any of the actual, you know, stuff. Like that's why they go after education, or imagine going after an old LinkedIn. Like that's all you got is an old LinkedIn. Like what? Like, right? The bestest dogist expert. Proctor said what we were all thinking. He said the quiet part out loud. Like hilarious. Actually, I'm gonna put a poll in. I want you guys to answer the poll. Okay. I think I got a good one. All right. Oh, I did the other day too. Crime Cricket. Listen to his oh, I love the ones that say masshole because we're from Massachusetts, so that is what we're called. We're called massholes. You know, he definitely did say what we were all thinking. Yeah, pork treats. That's another one they say, like, what? Like my Shiro. AJ's opening is probably one of the funniest things. I re-listened to it as well. And it's like, bro, all that stuff has been debunked. Like, girl, you're telling me. Like, oh, thank you, Leah. I appreciate that. I appreciate your kind words. That's a good question, Jane. I'm not sure. I am not sure when Dr. Russell is testifying. I know that the defense said that they would need about I think they said a week, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure they said a week, but I'm not too sure. A week or a little bit more, I believe. But even so, she would probably be towards the end, I would guess, like maybe before ARCA, but after Rich Green. I mean, maybe they start with Rich Green. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know how they're gonna, do it, but if I had to guess, that's how I would guess it. Where's Potluck? We got a whack-a-troll, you know? I know Potluck loves his whack-a-troll. He likes to whack-a-troll. Nightmares. That's no good. That is no good, Anna. Well, no fear. We are here. Like, I appreciate that, Leah. That's very nice of you. I have taken the mock one like a billion times. I know, Bella, you're telling me. Like, it's like, come on. We want to get this over with. We want to get it done as well. Like, we want to see some justice here. Like, it's not hard. Like, but this 5-day thing is a little ridiculous, if you ask me. You know what I mean? It's a little ridiculous. Like, they didn't need 5 days. That was kind of a little bit ridiculous. Like, but it is what it is. I shall try not to. I shall try not to. Like, Hank is so sweet, but he invited Miss Gilman to his pay. Oh, poor Miss Gilman. That lady, she does a lot in the courtroom, Miss Gilman. She really does. Like, really does. Pink is the new orange with guilty after. 2 weeks, Dr. Russell said. 2 weeks. I mean, she is the smartest dog expert ever, right? Like, she said that in the country. Like, it's the new thing, y'all. It's the new goddamn thing. Like, Dr. Russell, you subscribe to the Boston Globe, but is there any other things that you subscribe to we should know about, Dr. Russell? I mean, it's interesting to know that you subscribe to lots of these different things. Like, yeah, that'd be right. Their last estimate was like a week and a half or a week last time, and it was 3 days. So you're right. Going by their estimate, it is 75% downwards. Thank you, Leah. I appreciate that. I know quite a few people would. And it's, and for me, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know that they're lying to people. And that's the part that sort of gets me the most, is that they know they are lying to people. Too big to fail. Nobody can see you. Dum-dum. Okay. No one can see you. You're on X. So now they can see you because I put you on the screen, because it's funny that you think putting a turtle there is like somehow, some way going to do something. That's all they do is spin, Jane. We know that. You know what I mean? Spin, spin, spin. I would love to know what their lineup is, though. That would be great. Like, that would be great. Oh my God. I mean, that would be a horrible nightmare, Francesca, being trapped in a room with Alessi. Oh my God. Girl, you don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell. I know. Believe you me. I get it. I get it. Free Richard Allen. Oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. Yeah. I got an igloo to sell you. Like, I mean, I guess, Dr. Russell, are you going to go to McNasty's is the question. Like, Hank is a family man. He is. He's married and got a family, Yeah, we'll distract you with our nonsensical nonsense. I'm going to do a poll, okay? We're going to do a poll. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. He does play the harmonica. There's a video of him playing, and he's pretty good at it, too. I mean, that's definitely not one that I would attempt. You can always overshare. Girl, listen, you should have texted me. You should have texted me. Tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk. You should have texted me, ma'am. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got to answer this. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, you know, when your kids call, you answer. Like the boogeyman. You know, to me, unless he's the boogeyman, because he never shuts the F up. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. Hey, Dr. Russell's resume is not super impressive when you're saying you're the smartest person in the country on dog bites when you were an ER doctor. She has nothing to do with actual dog bites. And she retired ages ago. Like, you know, like, well, they're just deplorable. You know what I mean? They just don't care. Like, they just don't care. Yes, I can see them, but I'm now ignoring you. Imagine that. That is the last one that I will even put on the screen. Mix of pink and orange salmon. I want to get a half pink orange shoot saying pink is the new orange. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, like now they're just popping like words into the chat, like just calling me names, like that's going to like somehow ruin my Sunday. I find it funny that they think that whatever they do affects me in any way, especially when they come on here and waste their finger push-ups. It's quite funny. Crying cricket. He tucked his. He did tuck his tail. Thank you, Rhonda. I don't think they'll be called by the defense at all. I think that that's just a rumor. I do not think that they're going to call Higgins or Brian Albert. I don't know about Proctor, but I know that they're probably not calling Brian Higgins or Brian Albert. So I would discard anybody that says that for sure. Thank you, Christina, for the super sticker. For those of you who weren't around the other day, we did get our monetization back. We do have super stickers and super chats and memberships back as well. So you're more than welcome to use those. But the best way of supporting the channel still are the options that we have, because YouTube takes their cut and it takes over a month and you have to hit $100 for them to pay you out. They take between 30 and 60% of anything you send via that way. So, always the best way, especially in the short term, to keep us rolling to support the channel is always Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Revolut for those of you who are out of country, or the link that we have for credit or debit if you don't have any of the payment apps. Good old wish list. Some people prefer e-gift cards. Like those are like the best ways in the right now to support the channel until we're a little bit bigger. But we do have the super chats and super stickers, which some people prefer and more than welcome to use. And memberships. We do have the memberships now, which I like that we have those. Like, I love that. Can't do it on the phone. Yeah, that is weird. That's hilarious. He plays it really well. I'm not going to lie. He really does. He plays the harmonica like quite well. I would not attempt to try to figure out how to play a harmonica. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he has like a little band. Like, if you're on your phone, I don't think it works. You got to do it on a computer, or I mean, maybe the memberships come up on the computer. I'm not sure. I mean, on the phone, I'm not sure. I think you'd have to go to like my channel itself, like not the live, but like the channel itself. And then at the top, and I don't know if this pops up on a phone or not. We got buffered. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Looks like the Wi-Fi with StreamYard is cutting out, and it's StreamYard, not the Wi-Fi. So I don't know. That's weird. But you got to get on your computer, I think, to do it. Oh, I heard that one was a good one, but I didn't get to see it. Probably a lot. I'm going to guess on a lot, Amber. That's a good one. Like, that is a good one. All the vodka. Freak says all of it. All of it. Like, but yeah, on your computer, it will be at the bottom of where like you chat in. There's like a little money dollar thing with like a dollar sign in it. And that should show you like the super stickers and super chats and money and the memberships, I believe, if you're on a computer. But yeah, Anna's right. I don't think you can do it on, I mean, I guess maybe it depends on what kind of phone you have. Maybe you can do it from a tablet. I don't know. I don't know. But Karen keeps vodka in a purse. Imagine like nips in her bra. She takes it at court. She's probably like, no one's looking. Like the clip, you saw the clip? Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a full version of him playing somewhere. I'm like, I want to find it. Like, I think we should be able to see Hank play more than just a minute or so. Like, oh yeah, maybe that's why. Oh yeah, you could probably do that. Go to the browser on your phone instead of the app, like go to the actual web browser on your phone instead of the app. That will work. You can on Android? That's so strange. Like why? That's weird. Like that was such a bad look. And clearly she was fine the next day. And so it's like clearly you were just not actually sick. And that was clear, especially Jackson showing up in a hoodie. That was so weird. Like, and then like him then seen shopping with her for reuse. Like, what? Like, oh, your poor husband. I feel bad. You can't unsee it once you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, listen, do you know how many times I've heard somebody say that? A lot of times. Like, people are surprised that it hasn't happened yet, Like, oh yeah, that's all they do is call names. Literally. Like, I think Freak said you could do it on an Android. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android. I prefer it, but I don't know. You can definitely use your browser though. I have to believe that they do. Right? Like, I have to believe that they do look. You kind of have to just, oh my God, Scorpio, I love you. I love you. Oh, I'm just ignoring them, so it doesn't really matter one way or another. Like, I love you. Not a playground. Well, I mean, they seem to think it's a playground, which is so funny to me. Like, vodka math. 2 bottles a day plus 1 bottle added, say not touched plus 3 equals 11. That's probably how her vodka math actually works too, right? Like, definitely. Like, yeah, no, they're definitely not going to call, in my opinion, Higgins or Brian Albert. And it seems to me as if they're also not going to call Proctor, but I don't know. It's very well could be that they call Proctor, but Higgins and Brian Albert, no, absolutely not. Thank you, Allie, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Freak. Yeah, I don't think they're going to call any of them. But I think that's something that the defense and the Commonwealth agreed on, in my opinion. Like, you can skip ads. There's this thing where you can skip ads. A vodka every 40 minutes. That's hilarious. I know, that's so weird, but I think Freak said you could do it from the browser, which is kind of cool. I mean, I have 5 left to give on my end. I mean, I know it doesn't, it doesn't give me any money to do it, but maybe I can just give the last 5 out. I have no control over who these go to, by the way. Just so you guys know, I literally have no control over. It gives me 10 a month to give out for free for a month membership. I don't think that it like don't get any money from that because I'm giving them for free because they give them to me for free. But I have no control over who they go to either. So just so you guys know, whoever the computer picks to give them to is who they pick. And I think I have 5 left. Yep. I have 5 left, and it says that I can send 5 memberships. Scorpio said she did it from her iPhone. Click on the icon. Maybe she can teach you how to do it. I have no idea. If I did, I would teach you guys. I have no idea. Oh, crap, the poll. I forgot about the poll that I wanted to make. All right. This is the poll, right? Start. Okay, hold on. Yeah, the computer picks for you. All right. So the question here. Oh, yes, chat, make sure you have your settings to accept gifted. YouTube defaults to not accept. Oh, okay. Make sure you're on your chat settings that you set that. I'll give you guys, a few minutes to do all that so that it, Yeah, they are expensive. My laptop was about $400, a little over four. I bought it like in 2020, so it was a long time ago. Um, hold on. What is doing that? Oh, that's not what I wanted. God damn it. Start a poll. Yes. Sorry, I'm just getting it up here. Why is it saying that it's weird? Okay. All right, there we go. I didn't bug every 40 minutes. Like, do you think she's got booby nips when she's in court? You think she puts booby nips in? She really knew. Thank you, Anna. Oh, your dad plays the harmonica? My dad played all the instruments, and he self-taught, and then he taught kids. He worked at a instrument like selling place, and they did lessons for kids. My dad played all of them. He played the piano, the guitar, the drums were his favorite. Um, the saxophone. I'm not really sure if he ever learned how to play the harmonica. That's a good question. I'd have to ask my grandmother. She probably knows, but I don't think I ever physically saw him. He used to let me play the tambourines when I was a kid, and he would have band practice. He would let me play the tambourines if I had to go with him because my mom was working. Aw. Thanks, Jesse. We appreciate you. You can send stickers from, oh, you can send super stickers from your phone? I didn't know that. Fun fact for you guys. I actually have met Steven Tyler twice. When I was a kid, we lived in Marshfield for a couple of years when my parents first got married. And I went to Furnace Brook, and back then it was an elementary school. And now I think it's a middle school or maybe even high school, but it was an elementary school back then. And I've met him twice. Both times at Stop and Shop. Funny enough, he lives in Marshfield. Both times with my dad, and my dad such a huge fan, and he was so nice and kind and sat there and talked to us both times for a numerous amount of minutes. And he wasn't trying to like run away or escape. Like, he was very humble, talking to my dad about music. And it was very, very cool to meet him the two times I did. Like, people in that area sort of know him because he lives in that area. And as far as I know, he still does live in Marshfield. So definitely cool to have met him a few times and how humble he was. He's a very cool guy to meet in person. That's a fun fact and story that I have. Like, oh, God, we were just watching the other attorney that worked with Hank on Whitey's case, which was Carney, I believe his last name is. That's weird. If it shows super chats and super stickers, it should show the memberships too. That's really strange. I don't know. Yeah. Well, no, if you go to www.youtube.com on your phone and then search, Twisted Tragedies and then go to the, profile page there, you should be able to see it there. Oh my God. Imagine but he's also needs to play golf, guys. Like, hey, Sunken. Welcome, my friend. We missed you. Yeah, well, that's all. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's all I'm hearing is Proctor, but I honestly don't think that they're calling him. I literally do not think that they're calling him. And I do think they would be stupid to call him because, in the long run, Hank can do a leading cross at that. And I think it would make them look silly, absolutely freaking silly, just silly. I don't necessarily think they do have to call him. If I'm the defense attorney, in my eyes, it's better to leave it as a doubt, reasonable doubt, then call him and have him be cross-examined by the prosecution that can sort of lend credibility to why, yeah, he probably shouldn't have said what he said in a professional capacity, which it wasn't. It wasn't because it was personal phone. But either way, he gets to explain himself, and that's not going to help the defense, you know what I mean, with a cross. So I think they just keep invoking his name like they have Chief Berkowitz, Proctor, Berkowitz, but don't ever actually call him to the stand. If I'm the defense, that's literally my only play at this point, other than saying how bad the investigation was. The defense has mucked this up for themselves, in my opinion. I would have fired Alessi probably right away. It shows that he's never done a trial. He droves on, and it's not helping them. It's hurting them. Some of the questions that even Alan Jackson has asked had bite him in the ass. And then he said something to one of the witnesses, like, I don't ask questions I don't know the answers to. But he has, and he did quite a few times. And it screwed him, That's weird. See, I don't know. Friggin' phones. They should all just do the same thing, in my opinion, right? They should all just all do the same thing. Well, there is a level of things that he still can't say and can say, even though he is not working there anymore. There are still things that he can't disclose. So the misconception is that he can just get on the stand and say whatever he wants because he doesn't work for the state police anymore. That's not true. There are things that he still can't talk about. He could be sued. There could be a multitude of things. I do hope they make the mistake of calling all three of them, but I don't think they're going to. But if they do, it would be a huge mistake of theirs. I know I'm behind in the comments, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Well, that's the thing, right? We know that the jury, I feel like they are afraid to call him too, because he could say quite a bit not working for them anymore, but there's also quite a bit that he still can't say. But I do think there's obviously more he can say now than he could have when he was a police officer. Not necessarily the things that we want to hear, because there are certain things he still can't talk about, even though he's not an officer anymore for various legal reasons. But there are some things that he could say that would help the jury understand why he said what he said, and I do think that the jury is a lot younger, or a little younger than last time. So the data is extremely damning, and it doesn't help Karen in any way. Karen's mouth doesn't help Karen in any way. As a matter of fact, she sinks that ship herself, I don't know. I know they're still on the witness list. I know they're still sequestered. So it's still a possibility until the defense says, no, we're not calling him, to him, until until they get called saying, no, we're not calling you, they still have to remain sequestered. And they're not allowed to watch it. So, they're going to have to wait until the end of all of this probably to even watch it, if they want to watch it, they're not missing anything other than Alessi droving on and on and on and on and on when it comes to the defense anyway, well, that's the thing. Everybody else wants to tell his story, and nobody should tell anyone else's story, no one else's story. The didgeridoo. I love the didgeridoo. You are so fancy. Do you play the didgeridoo with your meatball sub there with you? That's the question. That's the big question, Dr. Russell, is do you play the didgeridoo with a meatball sub with you, right? While reading the Boston Globe? Just asking for a friend. We need to know, Dr. Russell. We need to know. Like, we need to know. I'll check screenshots in a second. He was such a sweetheart when we met him. Such a sweetheart. Like, I'll figure out how to fix that. I promise I will. Hi, Penny. Yes, Jay Carney. Thank you, Joan. She could take up a little harmonica while she's in prison, Penny. I think she'll just wallow in her own sorrows. Like, he was super sweet. He was a super sweet guy, especially for like a celebrity. I was a kid at the time, but he was really, really nice. Right? Maybe Hank can send her one. Like, yeah, very interactive. It's a didgeridoo. It's an actual instrument. It's an instrument. Yeah, that's weird, Jesse. That is strange. She can only see the super stickers and super chats. That's really friggin' weird. Maybe it's because it will show you it on like the profile page. Like if you go to it on, that's really strange. I don't know. It is an actual musical instrument, though. To be clear, it is an actual instrument that people can use. A didgeridoo. I would not attempt to play one, but it is one that you can play. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's probably a musical person either. Like they have to call Proctor. The jury can't consider him. No, they don't have to. They don't. The jury can consider, the little digs that they have thrown in there when it comes to him handling the evidence and blah, blah, blah. They can consider that. They do not have to call him. And I don't think they're going to be honest. I think if they did, it would be a giant mistake. I can't see them calling him at this point. I know that they're not calling Higgins, and I know that they're not calling Brian Albert. So at this point, I would not be shocked that they don't call Proctor, and they don't have to. I mean, the jury still gets to consider like whether they think there's doubt because he handled evidence. I mean, there's too much actual data though for there to be any doubt at all. I think things are pretty clear. You're gonna have to ask again, Carolyn. I'm not really understanding what you mean, honey. Do you? No way. I being turned, just asking. I don't know what you're asking. I'm gonna have to ask again so I understand. I don't understand. Oh, I wasn't look. Did I miss the Arby's joke? No, I don't think that they will. I really don't. AJ did go home. He went home, but when did he come back? Did he come back yesterday? Did he come back this morning? Is he not going to come back till tomorrow to spend some time with Karen? Like, you think he blows off an entire holiday? Does he come back tonight or tomorrow? Like, what's it going to be? Like, what's it going to be? If 30 years of examining didgeridoos. Hilarious. Imagine. I mean, she claims to have actual friends. I mean, I've never seen them in real life, but hey, she claims to have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see. Oh, yeah, I've seen the picture. That was a good picture, Jess. That was a good picture with the ice cream. That was a good one. Everything's transactional. Everything that a lot of those people do is transactional, unfortunately. That's what you get when you're dealing with narcissists is everything is transactional. Like literally. Like, I hope Proctor takes a stand and says to Alan Jackson, no, sir, shame on you for defending a murderer. I mean, I don't think he'll, say something like that, but I just don't think they're going to call him at this point. Her interviews are definitely yikes, like absolutely yikes. And they are the best evidence against her. Her own words are sinking her own ship. And that's once again, her and her attorney's faults for taking a victory lap in trial one when they hadn't got a resolution yet. And that's what that ID documentary was. It was a victory lap. It was her taking a victory lap before they got to a result. and it comes back to bite her, you know? Oh my God, that would be amazing. Like Michael Proctor, just like, you know, at one of the like, you know, usually you see people up on the like highway things, like the overpasses with signs, like her following her, what we would call a party bus, which is the van that takes you to jail, following the party bus and just getting up there every overpass holding signs. Like, I told people you were a whack job. No one listened. Like, no one listened. I do think she'll be doing sometime. To pay the skin flu. You know, I'm sure the cult will buy her some soap on a rope. You know, he is orally gifted in more ways than one. The harmonica, being a lawyer. I mean, I just want to pick his brain. He definitely has some like legal brilliance that I would just love to get inside of his brain and pick it. Like, it was outlawed after Rolf Harris. Interesting. I've seen a didgeridoo one time in person. You guys want to see what it looks like? I'll show you guys if you guys want to see what it looks like. Watch. Let's see. Didgeridoo. Okay. This is what it looks like, everyone. This is a didgeridoo. This is what it looks like. It looks like. This is it right here, y'all. This is what it looks like. It's didgeridoo. All the different ways that look at this thing. Look at this one. This is huge. They're going to be different sizes, obviously, but I mean, that's crazy. There's actually a guy playing one right here. Like, but imagine, like, look at this thing. Like, this thing's huge. Amazing. Amazing. Didgeridoo. Well, that's the thing, though. They're not going to be able to do third party anyway at this point because they have not given any evidence to be able to present third party. So the only thing they could do is make those little, you know, digs and assertions at this point because they can't use full third party. Oh, I am literally going to be jealous. That is mozzarella sticks when Dr. Russell is testifying and meatball subs probably. That sounds so good. I'll never turn down mozzarella sticks. I love mozzarella sticks. And breadsticks. Like, well, that's by design. They want you to hear Proctor, and Berkowitz. The problem with that is never stop. Is going to be that they don't really have any evidence that anybody did anything wrong other than Karen herself. And they haven't given the, you know, jury anything. Like, oh, of course they do. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't believe for 1 second that she won't be found guilty of something, if not everything, in my opinion. That's in my opinion, of course. Like, you know, it's just crazy to me that they watch a completely different trial than the rest of planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, well, that's the thing. He definitely doesn't want to cause, you know, any sort of problem or mistrial. He's dealt with a lot of harassment. I highly doubt that he wants to cause any sort of anything, you know? Like, he doesn't want to cause anybody any sort of grief or harm, but he's gotten a lot of it. It kind of does look like a bong, you're right. Like, I mean, we can, if you guys want to watch that, we absolutely can, if that's something that you guys want to watch. We have some time to play a little bit of it if you guys want to watch some of it. That's up to you guys for sure. Hold on. Let's see here. I'm going to try to give out these other 5 memberships I have left. I figured I would do it on the Sunday show anyway. I just got to figure out, make sure that you guys have your like live chat thing set. So that I love the stickers you guys sent too. Thank you, Christina and Allie. I love them. They're so cute. They're so cute. Your thing set to accept them. Some 10% of people think she is going to hang out with actual friends. Wonder who those actual friends are. Well, that's all they talk about, Emily, right? Like all of the witnesses are lying. All of the experts are lying. Everybody except Karen herself are all liars, right? Everybody except Karen herself are liars. Let's see. Let's see. I think I can do it like this. Membership gifting. Send gift memberships free of charge. You have 5 gift memberships left to send this month. Send 5 now. Lucky recipient selected by YouTube get 1 month of access to Perks and Twisted Rookie. Okay, here we go. Boop. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate that very, very much. There goes 5. I don't know who it's going to pick, but DJ gets 1. Kings gets 1. Trisha gets 1. Alicia gets 1. Sicilian Queen gets 1. Well, that's who it picked. That's what it says over here on the screen. So here you go, guys. I appreciate that, Allie, because, you know, especially smaller channels, it's harder to sort of gain traction, especially if you're on this side on this case, because, you know, you're willing to say things like the truth that other people are not. And so that is a huge problem for some people. They would rather believe the, you know, huge conspiracy theory than look at the actual evidence and know that the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, that's oh, you're welcome. I didn't pick, the computer picked, but hey, you got lucky today. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm so happy for you guys. King's got 1, Trisha, Alicia, Sicilian Queen, and DJ. I think it just picks from the list of like people who have been here, people who comment, and like the list of people who are subscribed to the channel, which is cool. I am literally waiting for that karma. Literally. Like, I think I've been waiting for so long to see karma happen to some of these shitty people that do shitty things that, you know, sometimes it feels like it's never going to happen. But then I have to remind myself that the universe always course corrects, always. And it might take an extremely long time, years even. But eventually the universe does course correct. And the people that put bad karma in this world will get that bad karma back. It's how it works. Literally how it works. This is all hail the algorithm. Screw the goddamn algorithm. It makes it much harder for people like me. Smaller channels. I don't appreciate it. Don't appreciate it. Dr. Russell. Thank you, Dr. Russell. We get our first donation. That's not through the super chat super sticker of the stream. And it's $20 from Dr. Russell. Thanks, Dr. Russell. Appreciate you, Dr. Russell. Thank you. I might get a meatball sub with that, Dr. Russell. I might. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's so funny to me. Like, listen, anytime you want a wrench, you let me know. You're here every day. I could always use another mod. I would be happy to give you a wrench. Jane, that's like the smartest thing that I have heard someone say in a while. They say stuff like this all the time, and it makes me chuckle. Nurse Kim is smarter than the real Dr. Wolf. Like, what? Some of the stuff I've heard her say, I'm like, she can't be a nurse. Like, that can't be real life. Like, that literally cannot be real freaking life. It literally can't. Like, the fact that anybody could think that. I mean, listen, you're learning until the day you die. If you're not willing to keep learning until the day you die, then like you're not open, right? Like to learning. And you should be willing to always learn, no matter who it's coming from. So you can learn something from anyone or from any experience, and you should, right? We all have to sort of teach ourselves day by day to like remind ourselves to be better people. Wake up in the morning and decide like I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. And of course, it's difficult. It's hard. Like, you know, there are things that we're stuck in having like a habit of doing. Like I get up like a thing every day. I get up and I do the same things. You know what I mean? Like you gotta build it into your everyday routine, I guess. But build into your everyday routine a way to like do something nice or say something nice for someone, like no matter who it is, your neighbor, your family, your friends, because you never know. Like there are a lot of people, and I tell you guys this all the time, don't suffer in silence, because there are a lot of people suffering in silence. My dad was one of those people. He didn't tell anyone that he was clearly having mental health issues and he was suicidal. And then what happened? You know what I mean? He took his own life. He could be here today. He could be enjoying his grandkids and his kids, and he's not. And that's because he was a man and he suffered in silence. No one should suffer in silence. And that's why we should all be better people on a daily basis. We should try to be nicer to one another. We should try to lift each other up, not knock each other down. I see a lot of knocking each other down on X all the time. People making fun of people for either being on public assistance or like needing any sort of assistance help, which is so absurd to me. Like, I don't even get food stamps. I wish I did, because I definitely need the help. Groceries are expensive. But for people that do, they need it. Like they need it. And so to disparage someone for needing help, like what, dude? I've worked my entire life. I've been on my own since I was a teenager. Okay. I have lived on my own since I was a freaking teenager. I worked since then. Okay. Like, so, you know, the things that people think are like, okay to say or try to disparage other people. Like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. Yes, I am a stay-at-home mom currently. I'm also disabled and I have a sick daughter. I have very serious health issues, and I don't know that explanation to anybody. And my daughter has very serious health issues, which most everyone on planet Earth knows. So I don't need to explain myself to anybody. I've worked my entire life. Like, so I don't need to explain myself to a bunch of trolls. That's for damn sure. But the fact that they think it's okay to, and it is toxic, right? Like to sit there and disparage other people for what they've been through, what they've gone through, what's made them a better person, just shows you the type of people that they are. Because it's not the people they disparage that look bad. It's them for disparaging other people. No one, and I mean no one on planet Earth, doesn't have a skeleton in their closet. I don't care who you are. So by trying to pick apart other people's skeletons, or even just making shit up, because they love to just make shit up, like literal shit that they just pulled out of nowhere and made up. It doesn't, they seem to think that it's like funny, right? Like it's funny and it's like fun. And it's like, if you think that that type of behavior is normal and funny and fun, like, I mean, damn, you need some serious mental health help. Like, it says more about you than it does the people that you sit there and harass every day. Like, you need some help, not the people you're harassing, you. Like, see, that's a difference. I don't give a fuck. I don't, and I love you for saying that, but I don't give a shit. I am fresh out of F's to give, fresh out of them. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, it's your birthday? It's your birthday today? Yeah, I mean, I'm covering that case too. That's a really hard case in general. The Idaho 4 case, the Brian Kohlberger case. I see a lot of the, Brian Kohlberger is innocent. I mean, I think they have a lot of like circumstantial evidence. But it's Maddie's birthday from the Idaho 4. Oh, that is so hard. That was such a hard case. Like, just to even talk about, those kids were so young, had such a life ahead of them, and just like nonsensical violence. Like, just nonsensical. Absolutely nonsensical. I don't. She's right. It is none of your business. Why? Because I don't give a shit. These are people I don't even know. We're talking about people that I don't even know. So you're talking about people that don't know you, have never met you, but have a very broad opinion on who you are when they don't even know you. I love that for them. Because once again, the universe course corrects. So if that's something you deal with, get off of X. I barely go there. I check my messages and I get out. Like, I might comment here or there on some stuff. Like, but other than that, I check my messages and I get the hell out of there because it is just a cesspool. I'm freezing and it's not helping me. I don't appreciate buffering. Sorry, let me fix this part over here. Oops. Reconnect. I mean, you can say that again, Ellie. It sure the hell is. But I think it's been going like that for a while. But for me, I do think that these social media platforms have a responsibility as well. And Twitter hasn't taken their responsibility seriously for a long time. And they can blame free speech, but free speech isn't criminal harassment. That's not free speech. Or cyber stalking. That's not free speech. Those are not protected categories. You don't get to just constantly harass someone who never responds to you. That's stalking. And make no mistake when I say that Massachusetts laws in the state cover cyber stalking as a regular stalking charge and criminal harassment because it includes electronic, including posts made about people. Like, well, I mean, when you have someone that's willing to use bots, because if you notice, you ever report something and like literal seconds later, it's like, oh, nothing to see here, nothing to report. It's a bot. It's not an actual person. So when you're using just bots, like, guess what? You open yourself up to a criminal liability and to be sued civilly as a company because you're not doing your due diligence. I mean, Facebook has been sued so many times. That's why they're so strict. And I do think that Facebook's a little overly strict when it comes to some things, but at least they do a decent job of making sure on their platform, the crazy shit that happens on Twitter doesn't happen, right? Because they can be sued in the long run for it. And they've learned that lesson by being sued numerous times. Like, you know, I find that funny that Grok says that too. It's like, that's AI. You know what I mean? Like AI. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there to begin with. I mean, the amount of misinformation, like I just talked to my daughter's boyfriend about the other day, was utterly ridiculous to me. Okay. We were talking about like so much. Hey, Jennifer, so many different pieces of misinformation, especially when it comes to this case. And some of the things that he was telling me that he was seeing are like, of course, that they went after, the real Dr. Wolf, as we call him, hashtag the real Dr. Wolf, about old um his old LinkedIn account and not his CV that he gave to the court that was 100% correct. I appreciate it too, DJ. I appreciate it too because then we don't have to go on it, right? So I do. I appreciate all of you that put it in our Discord so that we don't have to bother going to X to look at it because then all you see is just constant bullying and harassment towards people that don't even know each other. They're just willing to do it for a man named the sewer turtle. I mean, I'm sorry, but I would never expect or ask any of you to go and harass someone on my behalf or say something to someone I don't like on my behalf. Like, it's one thing if you see it on your own and you say something because you're like, yeah, you're not going to do that when I know that's not true. Like, cool. But I would never, ever, ever have people saying that. I would actually, as a matter of fact, if they did that, I'd be like, yeah, please don't do that. Please don't harass people. That's not cute. Like, one second, guys, 1 second. 1 second, guys. 1 second.
What's your
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to, we're doing like a Memorial Day thing, trying to figure out times and stuff today on doing food and stuff with my daughter. And so sort of like back and forth with family, trying to figure out like what time to be picked up and all that happy stuff. Yeah, the basement floor did it. You know what I mean? Hey, Potluck, we were just talking about you. We had a whack-a-troll earlier and you weren't here. And I was like, oh, damn it. I got a whack-a-troll myself. Like, got to do it myself. Like, yeah, he went home. He went to the airport. He did go back to LA. Alan Jackson did go back to LA, but I don't know when he's going to return. Is he returning today? Is he returning yesterday? Is he going to return until Monday? But he did go home. He did go home to LA. He was spotted in the airport. There's a picture of him in the airport leaving for the weekend, like on Thursday, I think it was. So, or maybe it was Friday morning. It was either Thursday or Friday. So, but the question is, when does he come back? Does he come back today? Does he come back tomorrow? Like, when does he come back? But I do appreciate when you guys post stuff in Discord because it makes it so much easier for some of us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like that's why he might come back today or even tomorrow. Tomorrow technically is Memorial Day. People usually celebrate it on the weekend because some people do still work on the holiday, but not everyone does. You know what I mean? Like, I know, me too, but that's why you can always text me. See that? You can always text me. And we have the Discord. The Discord, someone's always awake over there. Always. I mean, the basement floor did it. You know what I mean? Like, apparently they did it. And like, you know, the conspiracy berm did it. And the conspiracy stickers did it. The conspiracy bathroom did it. You know, you did. You missed a whack-a-troll. You did. Like, it is. That Veterans Day is for living veterans. People do get those confused, I feel like. Hey, Karen. We have a good Karen. My friend Karen. True Crime and Wine Karen. She's what we call the good Karen. What do you guys do? Are you guys having cookout for Memorial Day, Karen? I can imagine you guys are probably doing something. Yeah, it's for the ones who have passed away. That's why Veterans Day is for living veterans. I think a lot of people get them confused if they're not in the service, you know? He had to patch up his marriage. Imagine he goes back and like his shit's just on the curb. Somebody should have like from TMZ should have followed him to see if his stuff was like on the curb or if he went home and he immediately like got locked out of his house or had to turn around and go stay at a hotel or if he even goes to his house. Like, oh my God, the owl. You are so right. It was an owl. That was the most ridiculous thing I had ever heard in my life. It's an owl. An owl. Like, Nancy Drew in the Hidden Staircase. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, Ash. I know it's your day off usually, girly. I know you are. That's why I wasn't expecting you today. I do. I love my Discord. I love the Discord. Even if I don't always get to respond in it, I do get to read you guys' stuff. Like, so when I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep and I know everybody else is asleep, I'll scroll and read. I won't respond because I don't want to wake anybody up. I know some people are awake, like UK people are usually awake at that point, but us who are in the States and stuff, like I know it's like, you know, I'm waking up at 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning and I don't want to wake anyone up. So I don't respond in it yet, but you guys literally have me cracking up laughing in the middle of the night, like trying not to wake anybody up. It's so funny. Like, sorry, I know I was muted. I was talking, then I muted myself. It's actually decent out today, but it's very it's cloudy. It's cloudy out. It's nice out, but it's cloudy. It's not because it's been raining. It's supposed to rain again today at some point. So definitely let their memories be a blessing. And people, I think, get the 2 days, Memorial Day and Veterans Day, confused for sure. My husband's brothers are veterans, so we know the difference, but I know a lot of people don't, you know? I will check my text messages, ma'am. I mean, the dog and the basement floor. It's amazing to me how many people are still going with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, oh, how much are they going for, Ash? I wish. Girl, listen, I don't get paid until Tuesday. If I had it, I would send it to you while you're out right now for that air conditioner because I definitely need another one. Seems like they've made up lately, back to sitting close at the table again. Yeah, I saw that. But I was muted on purpose. I muted myself on purpose. That's another thing. He moved his chair away, then he moved it closer. It was almost seemed like they were arguing for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, look the light, look the light. Oh, it's pissing rain there. It's been raining for days here, and it's supposed to rain again. Like, I've seen the sewer light. Now imagine, right, being the depths of that sewer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how they see the light, but we do know some people who have seen the light eventually. I don't know what it usually takes. I mean, for those of you that sort of did see the light, like, what was like the main couple reasons you were able to sort of realize that, like, eventually you were being fed a bunch of crap that wasn't true? Like, was it that you stopped and like actually did your own research? Was it something someone else said that just clicked in your head that you were like, wait a second, hold on? Or like, did it take you just like not agreeing on a certain point for you to realize that they would push everything and anything, even if it made no sense? Like, what was the thing or things that finally made you realize, like, hold on a second, like, this is not only a cult, but like they'll literally say everything and anything they can that fits their narrative, no matter what. Like, oh, prisoner of war, that's tough. That's tough. So much bravery, dude. So much. I don't think I could go into the military. You know, it was definitely not something I considered way back. I mean, my grandfather used to talk about it, and it just was not like something that I wanted to do. You know, all morning the floor and dog kicking his phone and Sims cards, butt dials. Yeah, butt dials. You know, when they go back to butt dials, for me, it's like if that's all you got is screaming about butt dials that don't matter. Karen made her own butt dial that night. They seem to forget that. Like, they seem to forget that. Winter. Oh no, you don't need that. It was like 48 degrees yesterday, and I was like, this is too cold. Or was it the day before? But it was too cold. I'm like, I don't like this. Can we get the warm weather back, please? Victory at WW1. I mean, it could just be, I mean, leaving it Veterans Day is probably the smartest thing. Like, so it's Veterans Day. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, by the way, but like leaving the name of, why would you want to change the name of Veterans Day? Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you growl. I mean, they help me. If it makes you feel better, Jess, they help me. The ads help me. Like, I know, right? Being pushed downstairs by a kid that's not even there, hit by a barbell when you're not even in that room and you didn't even make it inside. It's amazing, right? Like, oh my God, I would love to be a fly on the wall to know what exactly happened with Victoria George. Like, is she still missing from said website? Is that a thing from Yanetti's website? Is she still missing from that? Does somebody want to check and see if like her name is still gone or missing or like what? Like, you know, I do think he works with Splinter, but Splinter's up here in his mind. Like, I lie like a defense attorney on Branson's team. I mean, yeah, they're going to definitely see some consequences, I believe, from that. You know, I do believe some of them will see some consequences. Like HBO Max when she opened her mouth. Yeah, that's a good one. Like, why the phone's not disposed of months after. Well, that's the thing. Like, I remember Brian Albert turned his phone in like over a year and some change afterwards and then asked permission. And they were like, yeah, there's no orders for your phone. Like, they've been denied multiple. I don't have Zelle. It won't even let me sign up for it because my bank doesn't do Zelle. unfortunately. But I mean, they were like, "Oh, he destroyed." No, he didn't destroy anything. He literally turned it in to the company. Like, that's not destroying a phone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, that's just so sad, Jesse. Like, and that's something you live with forever, especially when someone goes missing, whether it's, being in action in a war or just missing in general. Like, until that person is found, it is a pain that no one should have to live with. You know what I mean? Like, just shouldn't. And it is weird. She did just disappear, just poof. She was there for a week. What's weird about it is I would understand if she was only there for like jury selection, right? And then they didn't use her anymore because I feel like that's all they really needed her for. But she stayed after jury selection and she was in the courtroom for a couple days and then just poof, never again. Or actually, technically, she wasn't there for like a day or two and then she came back and then was gone and has been gone since. So it's like, where in the world is, and then you just change Carmen Sandiego to Victoria George. Or she's like, where's Waldo? You got to find her. Like, where'd she go? Like, exactly. Just yell at the TV. Say that. Be like, lucky you're helping. Lucky. Why I oughta. Knuckle thingy. That's what my daughter calls it. I'll give you a knuckle thingy, she said. That's right. A knuckle thingy. Maybe a MacBook, maybe one of those like mini like laptop things where you can just watch and surf if you're only using it to like watch stuff or surf the internet, there are sort of inexpensive options. I am not the tech person to ask about that, but Freak or Potluck would probably be, or Maestro would be a good people to ask about like what's the best cheapest option if you're just going to use it to like watch things like YouTube and surf the internet and stuff. Like me either, Allie. Me either. I'm like, let's do this. Let's do this. Like, well, that's it. I mean, it's her definitely not helping her by flapping her gums. We know this. We know this for sure. She just does not know how to shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just doesn't. Like, Victoria George is still listed on the Mass Board of Overseers under Unetti's firm, but her LinkedIn just says lawyer and not listed on Unetti's website. And it was on Unetti's website. So if it was removed, I'm guessing, hey, B Tim, I am guessing that there's a reason that it was removed. I'm guessing she no longer works for his firm. Why would he remove it out of nowhere? Oh, that was nice of you, Jack. Jack has just gifted 5 memberships. Jennifer Ray gets 1. Christina gets 1. KT Santos gets 1. Leon gets 1. J&J Mom gets 1. Good job, guys. Thanks, Jack. That was really nice of you. No, I know. LinkedIn, right? They lie. No, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. That was so nice of you, Jack. That's what I was thinking about. A Chromebook. Thank you, Freak. A Chromebook. ThinkPad off the internet is cheapest option. So I have a IdeaPad. Yeah, an IdeaPad 3. This one is not bad for what you would need it for, and I think I paid a little over $300 for it. And this was 4 years ago, so it's probably cheaper now. Maybe I'll look into it and see if it's cheaper now. If it is, this one's a good option. It's a Lenovo, but a Chromebook might be a good option for you as well. Like, I had an IBM ThinkPad forever ago, and I absolutely loved my ThinkPad. It was such a good computer. Old now, but it was a good one back then for sure. Like, that was nice of you, Jack. I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody who got one appreciates it as well. That's the one reason why. Yeah, it is harder to upgrade a computer now than it used to be back in the day. Like, I was hoping you'd get one, but I couldn't pick. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that it doesn't let you pick. It didn't let me pick either. And I'm like, what in the hell? Like, why? Why not? Like, that's why I'm saying, like, Freak will definitely give you some good options of things. It's my go-to techie person here when it comes to tech. So if you link up with him, Jesse, he'll be able to tell you like what your probably best options are for that stuff, But B Tim's right. It's harder to upgrade a computer nowadays than it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, I've never owned a Chromebook, so I don't know how those work, but I hear they're decent from the people that I know that have them. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, to be fair, I like to watch other streams on, like, yeah, sometimes when I don't want to, like, watch on my phone, or I don't want to be like sitting in a chair, I'll watch on my phone, but I prefer to watch it on a bigger screen on the laptop, or now I have these screens. So, like, and well, only one of them fits on the one out of the two screens only fits on the table I got. I really need a desk. Yeah, they're just randomly given out. You get one, Christina. That's awesome. Good. That was good luck today, Christina. Yeah, they're randomly given out. The computer just kind of gives it out. And I think that's how it catches people in the bushes, though. It's like, you in the bushes. Here you go. You get a membership. You're in the bushes. I love that it does that, though. Are there any motions coming up? No, not that I know of. Not that I know of. I mean, motions usually come in like randomly. As far as I know, all of the ones that were outstanding have been taken care of. As far as I am thinking about in my head right now, I think all the outstanding ones have been taken care of. The only thing I could see coming up in a motion would be specific things that Hank would ask for, like, and this is if he wanted to do this, is get, oh my God, that would be hilarious, potluck. If it wanted to actually catch someone like Karen saying shit she shouldn't say and using those clips of like her after court. Now, I don't know. That would probably take too long during trial for him to get his hands on, which is why I suppose he probably has not asked for them. But if I was him, I'd probably ask for him just for shits and giggles. Like, I want those clips just cuz, like, and I'd put a motion in to ask for those clips from the news stations of her saying shit after as she comes out of court, because even those statements have contradicted themselves. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, I have one of the things that she said the other day. So let's pull that up. Hold on. It's in my email. Jezebel sent it to me. Thank you, Jezebel, of course. I asked her to send it to me because it was in the Discord. But let's see. Let me see here. It's one of Karen's interviews when she comes out of the courthouse. And it's like some of the stuff she says is completely debunked fairly easily. And it's like, why she continues on saying some of this shit, knowing that it's going to be debunked, is beyond me. Like, and again, you have to just believe that it's really just a narcissism taking over for her, and her just doing shit she knows she probably shouldn't be doing. Like, just because she wants that sort of, hold on, I'm just looking for it. She wants that attention. Is this it? I think this is it. Yep, this is her on about Dr. Wolf, right? Let's see. We're going to pull this one up. Stop that screen, pull this screen, share screen. Yeah, no collusion. I mean, everything that Alan Jackson said in his opening has been like completely debunked. Yeah, you have to be subscribed to get it. You do, to get it. They're just randomly given out if you gift memberships. They're not like, you can't pick, unfortunately. They're getting to be throwaway items now. They say it's how much interacts in chat, right? But that doesn't make sense, because if that's what it is, you should have already gotten one. I think Freak might remember when someone caught delete laws with a gifted membership. That's hilarious. Well, yeah, definitely. I got caught as a lurker once. That's funny. But I also got one to someone's one day that I wasn't even on their live stream. So I also wonder if you just have to be a member, like a subscriber, just a subscriber, because I remember getting an email saying that I got one, Right. If there's no collision, why hire a reconstructionist to say that it didn't happen? I mean, come on now. That doesn't make any sense. On Dan's channel. That's hilarious. Let's see. All right. This is what Karen wanted to say about the real Dr. Wolf, not the fake Dr. Wolf that lies and uses Signal, but the real one.
Wrapping week 5.
Oh, great. I'm anxious. I'm ready to put on our case, which will be more robust than it was last year. So I'm anxious for it to go in.
More robust.
More witnesses. Broader and deeper.
What's the significance of the Proctor piece of glass?
It matched the glass on the bumper.
No.
But the bumper glass didn't match the glass.
We can't.
The cocktail glass, the cup. Nothing on the bumper matched the cup.
Yes, it did.
One piece on the bumper matched a piece found the second week in February by the former trooper Michael Proctor. So he found a piece.
That's a lie.
For Fairview,
because it matched, just matched physical. They couldn't put it back together.
On the
like
bumper.
Puzzle
Nothing else on the bumper.
That's
matched the
not true.
What is the other breaking event of glass? There's multiple sources of glass.
There was 2 glasses, Karen.
We've had these before, so we just wait for the judge to evaluate and let it play out, and it'll.
How do you want the jury?
I feel good about the jury. I feel good about our selection, and I feel
How about their own practice on different, same, similar, etc.?
a bridge. Your witnesses, and
Do you think they confected them the last time around?
I don't believe so, but I don't know. That's for the jury to say.
How did you find the doctor?
The doctor is not a neuropathologist. He doesn't perform autopsies. So I found him not qualified to speak about what medical examination.
Why didn't Mr.
That's hilarious to me.
Then?
We have our own medical examination.
Karen, do they have anyone Judson Welcher to your knowledge?
I'm going to have a couple days without an arm. And without
Is your defense going to call Michael Proctor?
Or is he the only one?
I believe it to be the last one.
Okay,
that is my understanding.
And does your team plan to call Michael Proctor?
TBD.
Still TBD.
Still TBD.
She's not calling him.
What about Brian Albert or Brian Higgins?
TBD.
No. She's not calling them either. Otherwise, she would just say yes. Thanks for the answer, Karen.
No alarm.
Right, Jackson said it too.
Thank you.
So, I mean, utter BS per usual, but saying Dr. Wolf wasn't qualified, but their ME is hilarious to me. He's a brain surgeon. He's seen more brains than any of ME combined. So I find it funny that you're going to say the man literally isn't qualified to talk about a head injury as a brain surgeon. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Yeah, the brain surgeon definitely is not qualified to talk about what happens when you hit your head and die from your skull being cracked open. Yeah, no, definitely not the guy that fixes that when people actually get medical treatment. That guy, not qualified to speak about head injuries, not even a little. Like, of course he's qualified. He's more than qualified. He's more qualified than an ME is to talk about head injuries. Like, facts, Diana, facts. Like, it like the fake news that comes out of that camp and out of like all of that is just so like just mainstream media in general, like all of that, they could have asked better questions than the softball ones they threw there. And there's a reason why they don't, right? There's literally a reason why the mainstream media does not ask the deep questions that you want to hear about. And it's because they've been told not to. They've been told you can only, ask about these things, or we don't want to touch on this topic. They're run by their billionaire overlords who, get paid in various ways, such as catching and killing stories, et cetera, which is why I'm sorry, but can't trust mainstream media anymore because there are certain things they refuse to even touch because their bosses don't allow it. That's why people who are on YouTube, who report on things are so important, but it's also important that they report it accurately, that it's accurate, that it's not just made up so that people will donate to them. Like that they have to report things that are accurate and try to get accurate information. Like, I know, I just had to throw it in there. You know what I mean? Like, I had to throw it in there just cause like, just for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? Like, but no, creators can't see if you're lurking in the bushes unless you get caught by something like somebody gifting memberships or things like that. We cannot see who is lurking. We can only see the number of people that are there. We can see the total number of people. So I have a number up top of my screen right here that shows me the total number of people watching across all the platforms I'm streaming on. And I stream on multiple platforms simultaneously. Currently, I'm streaming on 2 platforms. And so I can see the total number of people streaming, watching it across those platforms. But it does not tell us who is lurking. Unless you're in the chat, we don't know. Could be hate watchers. Could be people who just can't comment. I do know of some people that are in the bushes because they tell me, you know what I mean? But other than that, no, we actually don't know. That's a good question, though. I mean, you can. That would drive me nuts. It happens at my mother-in-law's house, too, because she lives on a main road. And it's, like, dangerous as hell. Like, she definitely needs a hobby. A lot of these people need hobbies other than cyber harassing and bullying people all day long. You would think that like you'd have something else you want to or could do, but I mean, hey, whatever. Like, it happens. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Be who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to be someone you're not. You know, like most people who know me in life know, like, I tone it down for the show, but I swear a lot. I have a potty mouth, but I also say it like it is. I'm very blunt. And you might love it, you might hate it, but it's coming out of my mouth one way or another. Like, sorry, not sorry. What you see is what you get. I just tone it down a little for the show. You know what I'm saying? I got to tone it down because YouTube doesn't necessarily love when you swear, so I try to tone that down a bit. But other than that, what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? Like, if this is, you hang out with me in real life and it's essentially the same thing. Like, right. I'm not qualified brain surgeon. Oh, she already let it go. She'll not call Proctor. Yeah, I didn't think she was going to anyway. And I know that they're not calling Higgins or Albert. So I don't know why she's playing coy about it. Like, to be determined, TBT. Like, no, it's actually not. We can tell by the way your defense has been doing things that you're not calling them. Like, or you would have left X, Y, and Z up to them. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain questions that they wouldn't have asked other witnesses. You would ask him himself if you were going to call him. And by her defense asking those questions to the other witnesses, it essentially tells you that they're not going to call him. You know, like, flying monkeys is a bigger problem than people seem to think it is. If you don't know what a flying monkey it is, it's basically people who are willing to do a narcissist's dirty work. More brains than a brain factory. Exactly. He's like, imagine saying a brain surgeon isn't qualified. Like, what? Like, what? Yeah, the cyber stalking is a serious issue, and the police and the FBI need to start taking it a little more seriously. They're very serious crimes. Cyber stalking itself is actually a federal offense. But stalking and criminal harassment, and stalking covers posts and electronic communications in the state of Massachusetts. You can be charged with that, along with a myriad of other things. They just don't seem to care. They think because they haven't been charged yet that nothing's happening. If they don't realize apparently that investigations sometimes take time and that it doesn't always happen immediately, especially with someone that continues to do it and do it and do it and do it. They're going to keep gathering all of the evidence until there's no way for you to wriggle out of it because it's something that you do on a daily basis. Many other crimes to attach to it, just like Diana said, a lot of other crimes to attach to it. Like, oh yeah, the man literally goes back to his house. He wakes up, what do you say, like 4:30 or something in the morning, and like goes back to his house at like 6 to make his wife a cappuccino. I freaking absolutely loved that answer. I was like, oh, this man, that husband has been trained. Like, you go home and you make your wife that coffee so she can do her day. Like, I freaking loved that. I was like, this guy knows what he's supposed to be doing. Like, you don't want to be in no doghouse with his wife. He goes back and makes his wife that damn cappuccino. Like, yeah, exactly. And that can happen here too. They don't seem to understand the time that they could possibly do for criminal harassment and stalking. It's very serious. Never mind the fact that you're using electronic communication in a public way to also incite harassment, incite violence, incite, you know what I'm saying, targeted harassment, while also civilly committing libel in writing, right? And defamation. Like, so you'd think that like smart people would not do it or tone it down, but I think they think that because nothing's happened to them yet, that nothing will happen. And I will be here with my popcorn to laugh and point when it does. Well, that's another thing. Filing false reports is a crime. And there's quite a few people who have done that for this stuff. Like, she also refused to show up to a terrible fire at a club where 100 people died. Fits in with the other, quote, experts just fine. Oh, that's awful. I know of 2 clubs that had fires. One of those being in Rhode Island, and that one's on one I'll never forget. It was awful. That was awful. Like, that's right. Even the state ME turned over the brain to another doctor to assess the brain injuries. That's the thing. Like, usually they follow up with a colleague, talk to a colleague about it, have another colleague give an opinion on it so that they're like, feeling good about their opinion on it. You'll see that a lot when it comes to like forensics and stuff like that, things being double checked, triple checked. Like, I mean, listen, I'm not always right either. Sometimes I can be wrong too, but that's why you check and you make sure that the information you're giving is the best to your knowledge. Sometimes you get bad information and it happens, but it's what you got to learn, learn from doing it, that like, you got to try to correct it, right? If you've given wrong information, correct it when you realize it's wrong. Don't keep going with it. Oh, me too. Me too. Like, I know. That's a good point out. That is a good point out. Yeah, that's what it shows at the end of that clip, is all of these great first-class grifters we got over here going. Look at them. Look at them all. Law and Crime, Court TV. And I don't mind Law and Crime, but like, they kind of fed in a little bit to the BS in the beginning as well. But look at all the rest of these idiots. And why? Because they know it brings in tens and thousands of viewers and tens and thousands of subscribers, which brings money. And so they're willing to say whatever, as long as they have to keep on this path of gaining subscribers and watch hours and ad money and memberships and donations and whatever they can get out of it. Like, it doesn't really matter much for me. I mean, yes, I could gain 10,000 subscribers doing that probably fairly quickly. But that's not what I want my channel to be. I don't want that. Oh, all the sophisticated witnesses they have, right? Like, you're so sophisticated, Dr. Russell. You're the smartest in the entire country. You're smarter than anyone. You're the most qualified in the entire country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when you told the court that, Hank was like, hey, you're the most qualified in the entire country. That's so funny. Like, hilarious. Like, smarter than a 5th grader? Smarter than a 5th grader? Like, here we have a dangerous offender designation, which our offender was deemed. It means he is a continual threat to public safety, clinical psychopath, and doesn't participate in rehab of any kind. Well, that's the thing. I do think that they need to do some sort of designation of people who are very mentally unstable. Being that mentally unstable, you are definitely a danger to society. And just because you haven't stabbed or hurt somebody yet does not mean that you're not going to. And especially this level of unhinged mental health crisis, where you're willing to spend the entirety of your day on Twitter disparaging people you don't know and have never met, that is clearly not mentally normal, right? That's not mentally okay. Like, these people need to be assessed and medicated. Like, and I don't believe medication will fix everything either. Some of these people really just need to be locked up for the rest of their lives because they're just so deranged. Like, oh, hell no. Sometimes it's like it'll be blocked from here. Now there's a lot of phone calls that are free for the prisoners here. And some of them have lists. You have to have an approved list. And then others, and it depends on the jail or prison. And others, they're just allowed to call whoever from any number. But they're not supposed to be allowed to call their victims. You know what I mean? That's not supposed to be allowed to happen, but it has, and it does, unfortunately. It should never happen. It should never, ever be allowed. Oh, yeah, definitely removed her own brain. All she had to do was sneeze. That thing popped right out. You know what I mean? Like, the white snake fire. The one in Rhode Island was not the white snake one. At least that's not what it's referred to as. Unless you mean a more recent one. The one I'm talking about was many, many years ago. It was a station fire, station nightclub. Yes, Dr. Russell, that's the one. And people got caught and stampeded and stuck inside. It was just awful. It was very awful. It was pyrotechnics gone wrong, which is what happened in another fire that just like that, which is like, how many times can that one thing happen? It's really, really sad, you know? Oh yeah, all their experts are upstanding citizens. You didn't know? Like they hang on to big nasties, and I mean, they take their classes from Sewer Turtle Inc. headquarters, and they get their certification in how to lie and how to use Celebrite. You know, and it's signed off by the Sewer Turtle HQ. Hello, they're serious people. Duh. Duh. Oh, the rug that she says she keeps in climate controlled, blah, 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 that she doesn't have the money to test. That's probably the funniest lie I heard thus far. Like, and yes, it doesn't work with their theory. Exactly. Like, I mean, some of these people, like, some of these people do. Like, that's the one part that really bothers me, Amber. That's the part that really bothers me. Like, really bothers me. And I think it's because I've, you know, law is a passion of mine. It's been something that I have, you know, studied and loved since I was that kid on the stand at 12, like since I was a witness at that age. And for me, it really gives me that feeling in the pit of my stomach. Like I am disappointed and sad that law tubers would stoop to such levels that they know they're lying. And that's the part that really bothers me. It's not that they have a different opinion or they want to interpret the law in a way that's different from other people. That's like, you know, being smart when it comes to the law. But we're talking about just straight out lying and knowing it, misleading people and trying to apply a law one way to one person and a different way to a different person, and just out and out not being honest. Like any lawyer that didn't say there was a 0% chance that Karen bringing anything to the Supreme Court would have been shot down was being disingenuous at best. They knew that she had a 0% chance of getting anything through the Supreme Court that was going to help her. They knew it would be shot down over and over. Why? Because there's a shit ton of legal precedents on it. There's no legal question that needs to be answered that was unanswered. And so when they started doing things like that, just purposely misleading, that's where it became very disappointing, because they were willing to lie and mislead people to keep that narrative. They couldn't just give criticisms where they would do. They couldn't just tell the law the way it was and what were the chances that that motion would go through. The utter ridiculous fake pearl clutching when Betterow was told no, he could not be one of Karen's lawyers. That was one of the ones that just gave me the biggest red flag of people. I've never seen somebody pro hoc vice not be said that they could be a lawyer for. If you thought that he was going to be admitted pro hoc vice when his other client is the sewer turtle, you're delusional and you're lying. And that is another reason why I knew that they were lying. Like, was they knew damn well he was not going to be approved for that. You cannot waive, right, your ethical obligations as an attorney, and the client can't waive those. You would have something that you can't solve in that case, right? And that's essentially what the court said. And I said before that he was denied, that he should be denied. There would be no reason he would be allowed. And then you had the pearl clutching after he was, I've never seen, well, have you ever seen an attorney attempt to be a lawyer to someone like that in a situation like that? No. Why? Because they know they would be smacked down. So most of them would not even bother to try to take a case like that. That's why you've never seen one be denied before. So it's like the fake pearl clutching really got me. Like, it was very disappointing to see a lot of these people do this kind of stuff. Like, I mean, I do believe a lot of them will stay and their views will stay. Some of them will stay, some of them will go. They'll just replace them with more, you know, popular. They'll cover another, and that's what they do, is they'll just jump to another case and ride that wave. Why can't you just cover the case and tell the truth? I mean, I don't get it. Like, why? Just why? It doesn't have to be sensationalized. It doesn't, there's a reason why even people on this side that make things that are mundane, like, you know, when there's a motion that comes out that's pretty mundane and whatever, there's a reason why I don't interact with even people on this side that try to make those motions like seem like they're something bigger than they are, that they're so salacious that they need to be called into court right this very minute. That's not what it said at all. And so there's a reason why I don't interact with other creators that do that kind of stuff either, because it's a way of misleading people into thinking it's more serious or more salacious than it actually is. And I'm not willing to do that. Oh, you have no idea. When anything gets read guilty, they're going to lose their ever loving minds. Like their ever loving minds. Oh, I'm waiting to see how many of them say, well, I was on the fence the entire time, or how many of them back away from it slowly right at the end there. Or how many do the fake pearl clutching and ride that wave until, you know, she appeals and loses and appeals and loses and, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, how long do they keep it going? Like, how many people just shut up and never talk about it again if she's found guilty? Like, you know? Well, that's another problem that we have, is using a third party to continue on with that sort of harassment. And that happens all the time. They just proxy someone else to do it, you know? Like, I mean, hey, Aries mods delete comments about his greasy hair. That's hilarious. I mean, I delete comments from cultists that say stupid shit, but I mean, it stays there for about 30 whopping seconds until I get the notification and then just get banned. And yes, I know that it's engagement, but I am not going to take engagement on my channel from cultists or people who are willing to spread lies and misinformation. So if I have to lose the engagement to block them, so be it. I don't want that in my community. It's not what I built here, and it's not what I want. I don't want those types of viewers. Anybody who's willing to just lie and say whatever, like that's not the community that I want at all. I want critical thinkers. I want people who are there for each other. I want a community of people that notice when someone's missing for the day. I want to make sure they're okay. And you don't have to agree with me on a case. I don't want my channel for everybody to agree all the time. That's how we figure stuff out, is by not agreeing and then trying to find middle ground and then talking about what are other possibilities. That's how things get solved. That's how things get figured out. You're never going to figure things out by living in an echo chamber. But what I will not take is abuse. I will not take insults or anybody coming here to insult any of you or try to abuse you. That's just not going to happen. So if they come here for that, they're wasting their time. I could make a big... Oh, the band was Great White at the Station nightclub. Oh, yeah, I did not know the band's name, so thank you for that. Could make French fries in his hair. I mean, would they be deep fried is the question. I mean, really deep fried. I want deep fried Oreos, and I've never had deep fried ice cream. I know it sounds crazy, but I've never had deep fried ice cream. I've had fried pickles, but I've never had deep fried ice cream. Apparently not the way they do it down south for sure. Like... The chat started calling them names. They had to change their tune, I guess. Well, that's another problem. If your chat is going after you in a place like Law and Crime or Court TV because you're telling the truth and you start changing your tune, I mean, that's sad. You need to stick with your guns. If that's what you believe, you stick with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Diddy's in trouble. Creatia is going to testify. I don't even know. Do I know who that is? I mean, I know there was quite a few people that were going to testify. I know Cassie was testifying. We knew that. I don't know who Creatia is. It doesn't surprise me. I'm telling everybody those interviews she did some serious damage and really made people start to think outside their opinions and noise. I do believe a lot of people. Right, exactly. Hired an Emmy, but you can't touch that rug with all the money you got coming in. Sure thing. Sure thing. Well, that's the thing. Maybe pretending that all of a sudden they believe the truth now, which is just absurd to me. Like, you know, like, it won't change my mind either, DJ, because I know what they've been doing this entire time. And I do believe that Alan Jackson did say that they both got out of the car. A lot of people have been pointing that out lately. I think that might have been him trying to get ahead of the information that's going to come out in trial, whether it be Dr. Welcher, which, as I told you guys, I believe could be last. Maybe he's doing him last. And what Karen said in that clip is interesting because she says, like, she thinks he's last in that clip. Now, that's the first time I heard her say that she thought that he would be last. That clip is the first time that I thought that I heard that. So that's interesting to me. And I do believe that in the first trial, some of them were paid I don't know about the second trial, but I do believe that in the first trial, some of them were paid. I don't know if they were paid through like, hey, you'll get this many views and this many donations, or if they were paid, like actually paid. I believe that they were just told like, hey, if you cover this case for us, like you'll get a lot of donations from people and you'll get a lot of viewers and it'll help your channel. And I think that they just bought into it doing that, you know? How does the court weed out free care and read jurors? A lot of ways. So they weed them out and they do background checks. They check their social media and they keep up with checking their social media. They ask you to give you the handles. And if you don't, they still look for you on social media by phone number, email, a bunch of different ways. And they keep an eye on it to make sure that you're not engaging with people who we know are allowed FKR people, that we know that you wouldn't be able to not talk about it, or you're not in groups with those people, like et cetera, et cetera. So they do a lot of different things to make sure that like you're not lying while being on the jury. And also people will tell on you. So if you do something stupid, people will tell on you. Like YouTube lawyer saying Hank is stupid for submitting defense experts data report. No, Hank did that to show the deception, and defense probably would not submit it. I agree with you. That's the whole point. They don't even understand how lawyering works. I think it's like the cult doesn't. So then these grifters who are like law tubers know that if they just say shit, people will believe them because they're a lawyer, right? They have to be believed because they're a lawyer. Like, first of all, you couldn't pay me to hire any of those people, number one. Number two, why do I have more knowledge than more than half of them? That seems like a problem to me. I'm not a lawyer. Yet I know more than they do. Make it make sense. So I think that they use too much of the fact that they are or were lawyers for people to believe everything they say. Well, that person's a lawyer, so they know better than you do. I love when people say that to me because then I make the lawyer that's lying look stupid with the actual, like, I don't know, law. Like, but you know, the cult will buy it all. They'll buy anything. So they know that. They can just say it because they were or are a lawyer, so people will believe them. You know what I mean? Freak we went crazy about a LinkedIn account. No kidding. Just wait until Hank gets to expose rancid so-called experts. No kidding. That's going to be hilarious. I heard Vinny was on Uncivil Law. How desperate do you have to be to go on that channel? I don't know. I don't know anything about that channel other than that person popping in here one time or two times. I don't know. But I would never have Vinny Politan on my show. You couldn't pay me to have him on here. Vinny isn't even trying. He did an entire hour speculating on the new timeline and never once showed the videos Burgess used to line up his time down to the second. Of course not, because that would debunk his nonsense, you know? Yeah, exactly. The clips are literally confessions. There's no way around them. In my opinion, both the two out of the three prongs were met in the first week and a half of trial. Okay. She told on herself. Right. And I believe murder 2 has been proved at this point. And I think Dr. Welcher is the nail in the coffin. And I think to add insult to injury to the defense, that Richard Green and Marie Russell and Arca are going to do some severe damage to any credibility that the defense had, even giving a bit of reasonable doubt. They lose it with those three. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, that's how I see it. And I believe a lot of people are seeing it the same way. You know, it is called selling out, and it is unfortunate. Like, that's another thing. How of a victim of the family are you just going to sit there and say such horrible things about the victim's family in any case? I don't give a shit what case it is. Like what? I just don't understand it. Like, this new timeline is like 20-second difference. Like, there's no timeline that they're changing. Nothing is changed. Like, literally nothing. Like, 20-second difference, which is like syncing the two different clocks from two different devices. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they got lots of stock and bot accounts, lots of them. Yeah, they are. I mean, there's no lie that that's what they are. He probably does. He probably absolutely gets involved in it when he's not ethically supposed to. Like, I mean, I could be a defense attorney, but I would be very choosy about the people that I choose to take cases from. Like, there's no chance I would take cases of people who were accused of hurting children. I was one of those children. I would never take those cases. Sorry, not sorry. Like, of course, he's always over in Kevin's chat trying to harass. Like, oh yeah, he magically thinks all of his charges will disappear if Karen's found not guilty, which I find like so funny. Like, and then, yeah, the day before 12 felonies were not dismissed. Exactly. The court found it fit to keep all of those. Even if they dismissed a few, like they kept the bulk of them, which says that the judge thought there was reasonable reason for him to be charged with those and for those to not be dismissed. So sucks to be him, doesn't it? Like, well, that's exactly a Pollock, and they don't seem to realize that what you claim on social media is not actual evidence. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Like, yeah, he loves to run into these chats and then run his mouth. He does it on fake accounts all the time. Like, yeah, I don't know how anybody can stand him at this point. And, you know, there are some reviews from people who used him years and years before this case ever existed, who said all he cared about was media attention. So, I mean, that's really sad. Like, you know, you can't fix stupid. You just can't, you know? Well, I told you guys, when he is like freaking out or saying he's not worried, that's when he's the most worried. We know behind closed doors that he's having panic attacks, freaking out, looking out his window, knowing that he's going to be arrested again, waiting for those charges to, you know, the other shoe to drop. And he acts like, oh, I don't care. I didn't do anything wrong. But deep inside, and when he's at home, he's crying, he's panicking, he's freaking out. Like, make no mistake about it. How do we know this? Oh, well, multiple women who have dated him know. And so that's how we know. And these are women over a long period of time. So again, it's a pattern of behavior with him. I mean, he can't even stay faithful to one woman. I mean, apparently Meredith thought that one woman was going to be her. And then she clearly found out very quickly that, oh, wait, that's not how that's going to work. And, you know, I honestly think, like, who gets involved with a dude who goes, like, I want to date you now that you're in jail? Like, what? Like, her best chance is another hung, but I don't think that's happening. Like, they also have lesser includeds that they could find her guilty on. So I fully believe there will be some guilties here. I've never had it. I've never had, maybe that's where I need to go, is a Mexican restaurant to find some, I love Mexican food, fried ice cream. Maybe that's my best bet. Like, right? Shouldn't we be calling in sick to his trial? Because, I mean, that's the thing now, right? Like, yeah, he did promise that to the jury, which he'll never be able to give them because he didn't go in the house. Yes, we did. He does play harmonica. Yep. And he does have a band. Yep. Oh my God, that's such a good idea, Nicole. I would love that. I would totally go watch him play the harmonica. I think that would be a fun night out. Yeah, I can't either, but there's nothing to watch either because you're just sitting and watching the outside of the courthouse. Unfortunately, it's federal court, so no cameras allowed. I can't wait for Dr. Welcher. He's going to be one of the ones that I want to hear from, you know? Oh, okay. That makes sense, Scorpio. That makes sense. See, sometimes you only know them by stage name, you know? They do get paid. TB said Boozy Beauty was too stupid to get paid by the defense. He slipped. Yeah, he always slips, though. It's the narcissism. He can't help it. He likes to try to, like, brag, too. He's one of those people as a narcissist who likes to brag to other people. So he takes screenshots of everything and then passes it around, and eventually it gets to us. I mean, he's not very smart. He gets, you know, he has group chats, and then someone in that chat eventually figures out that he's a psychopathic, like, unhinged lunatic, and they end up sending it to us. It's just what happens. You know what I mean? And he keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over. You know what the definition of that? Doing the same thing over and over and getting a different result is? Definition of insanity. Almost all of it, DJ. Almost all of it has been debunked. Everything that AJ has said. Like, oh my God. I feel like what I want to see is Hank just play the harmonica when they say guilty. Like his harmonica just starts going off and he starts playing it like after every guilty. Hilarious. He does. He has a band. He had a band. He does have a band. They hate facts. I'm like, what about the Karen clips? Well, that's the thing. What about the clips? And I can't explain it. MYB, thank you so much for your $13.99 donation to the channel from a super chat. Love you and your channel. Thank you so much. We are definitely going to see Dr. Welcher this week. I think they're resting this week, so I do believe that we will see Dr. Welcher. You know, Probably one. They usually block after the first one, right? Especially on those other channels. In Karen's own words, her glass and John's 2 different glasses will never match each other. Wonder why she thinks it'll never match each other unless she threw some other piece of glass at him. Like, this is the first time I defended a murderer. TV's words. Yeah, he's saying the quiet part out loud, you know? The quiet part out loud. Oh, yeah. I mean, hello, it's a holiday. Go do something. Like, you know what I mean? It's a holiday weekend. Go do something. I'm going to be doing something. I'm getting off here in about 15 minutes. Like, you know? They were going on James Jackson. So, you know, it was gross. There's like 5 of them going in and out of chat. So they just get booted from here. And they'll get blocked and booted quickly. So it's like you're wasting your time. Your thing might stay up for 10 seconds and then you're going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bring them on. Yeah, unsubbing them definitely works. That's very true. Oh yeah, no. Josh Levy has a lot of splaining to do, like Lucy. It is hard to watch. They need to just block them and ban them and send them out. You know what I mean? Like, it's what they do. They do it on purpose. Like, also said if he gets away with it, they'll probably blame him. Gets away with what? Exactly. Gets away with what? If she didn't do anything, what would she get away with? Right? Like, his own thing starts to implode. Like, yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, they're mad that Judge Canoni got Person of the Year, and it's because she's probably the Person of the Year because she's dealt with so much harassment that, you know, comes with this case, right? Like, thank you again, MYB. I appreciate it. If any of you guys want to donate to the channel, we do have our monetization back, as you can see, memberships and all. But the best way to donate to the channel are still these ways, because we can't usually wait a month, and YouTube only pays out once a month, and they take a very large cut of everything. So the ways that are most helpful to us are still Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, and the link that we have for those of you who want to use just credit or debit. I do believe we're supposed to see someone from Ring. If you can hit the like button, I would appreciate that. No, you're not blocked. What you mean, girl? No, of course not. I skipped some comments to get down to the bottom because I was really far behind. You got gifted a random membership. I think that was me yesterday. It gave it to you yesterday. I did 5. Was it yesterday or the day before? I did 5. His trial date, we don't know yet. There's one in June, but that's just for the violation of the restraining order. You got it yesterday, Potluck, I believe. And that was because I sent the thing gives me 10 to give, and you can send it 5 at a time. So I did 5 to see what would happen, and it gave 1 to you. That's where it's from, just so you know. But that happened yesterday. Yeah, why compare to 2 guilty people? Casey Anthony and OJ, both very guilty, clearly. Oh, Dr. Russell Hustle, that one's going to be good. I mean, I feel like that day I'm going to laugh so hard I might pee myself. Like, Diana said she burst out laughing her ass off in the bushes, and then they tell you they're in the bushes. I'll never look at a bush the same way again. I know, right? Like, is they in a real bush? I do believe we are going to hear from somebody from Ring. Ooh, I need to find the places that actually sell those here, because I want to try it so badly. Like, so badly. Hey, you're back. And no, you're not blocked. Why would you be blocked? Although, be careful, because apparently, like, YouTube has weird trigger words, or if, like, you say certain phrases in a certain way, it'll, like, block your comment. And it literally was doing it to me in my own channel the other day. I was trying to type into the chat while we were watching the trial, and like 3 comments in a row, and it was like, YouTube thinks this is spam. YouTube blocked this comment. And I'm like, it's my like, what? Like, it's my goddamn channel. Like, AJ is good friends with Jose Baez. Yeah, Jose Baez is a good attorney. I can't deny that he's a good attorney. Like, you know, he did do the Aaron Hernandez case, and obviously the Casey Anthony case. We should think up some names for Hank Brennan's band. Hank Brennan and the Jailbirds. Oh my God, I love that. Oh yeah, probably YouTube. Probably YouTube. It does it to me all the time, and I'm like, dude, I am the channel owner. Like, what? Why would it think that I'm spam or not take my comment in my own chat? That's so weird. Like, Happy Memorial Day. We see you. Yeah, because it's not a physical match. They can't put it back together like a puzzle piece to see if it fit anywhere, but it's still glass that fits with the glass. Like as in it is glass that matches the glass. Not that it doesn't match, it matches, it just can't physically be put back together. Like, and that's the problem, is they don't listen to the entire like data. They hear certain words, the cult hears certain words, and because they can't understand a word that's coming out of these experts' mouths because they're not intelligent enough to understand any of it, it goes right over their head, and they pick and choose pieces of phrases and words and go, that's what this means, not knowing what the hell they're actually talking about. Did Baez do Weinstein? I didn't know that. Interesting. That's where they work together then, I'm guessing, right? Like, I actually didn't know that. Yeah, you just got to be careful. That's all. Baez and Casey caught canoodling. I mean, that wouldn't shock me. I'll tell you that. Like, it's good though to see if you recognize certain people, because then you can recognize when someone's trolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do know that some of you go into other shows, obviously, and sort of watch around and see what's going on and comment, and like, that's fine. But at least we can know when someone's like actively coming here to just troll, by some of you watching other shows and knowing that those people are heavily influenced by the cult, you know? I mean, Baez, I do believe is at least, he's a good attorney. I mean, I know he's a defense attorney, and, you know, but he has never, as far as I understand, crossed the line into slimy AJ territory using Signal and deleting shit. He just actually uses his basic lawyering skills to get his clients off. So, I mean, in that aspect, I got to give it to the guy. He's a good attorney. You know what I mean? Like, me too, Jesse. I totally get that. You know what I mean? I agree, Allie. I think he's a good attorney. Like, yeah, I gave away 5 yesterday. Yeah, I did the rest today. Figured get out of the way. I only get 10 a month, I guess. 10 per month to give away, but hey, whatever. Make sure to watch the YouTube documentary posted in Discord. It's insane. This trooper was left on the side of the road to die with 3 neck headshots. Oh, I know. Me and my husband actually watched the body cam footage of that. It was awful when they found him. They were looking for him. He was still alive when they found him. Ultimately ended up dying, but they couldn't find him for hours. Left him on the side of the highway, and he bled there for hours until they got there. And unfortunately, he didn't survive. But me and my husband watched the very lengthy body cam footage of that entire thing. And it was really sad, like really, really sad. That man fought. He fought hard. And it was really sad when I found out that he actually died and he didn't make it, because, you know, for him to have survived as long as he did before the other troopers found him, I wanted him to survive so badly, you know, like, he did win the case. And that's why they got kind of strange when Hernandez died, because he was going to appeal the other one too. And I do believe Baez could have at least got him a better amount of time, you know what I mean, than what he ultimately got. It was just a sad, sad thing. I am actually. I'm going to my daughter's in a little bit. And I'm getting off with you guys in about 15 minutes, and she'll be here. Well, her boyfriend is coming to get us in about a half an hour. Yeah, she worked in the same office as him. I didn't know it was a whole documentary, but we did watch all the body cam footage of it, and it was very, very sad. I cried like a baby. I'm okay to admit it. I cried like a baby. Like, definitely hit the like button. That's very, very much appreciated. But that guy fought hard, you know, he fought hard. Kevin had Hank attorney that worked with him. Yeah. Jay Carney, I heard. I would take Baez as well. I would also take Baez 100%. Yep, I do. That's right. And that's the thing, is you kind of have to just drown out the noise. You know what I mean? Drown it out. Like, yeah, I saw the documentary about the Phil Spector thing, you know? TB did a show on Baez last night. Why? Why would he? Like, Yeah, June 9th is the thing for the violation of the restraining order. It's like a mini trial for the violation of the restraining order. I don't know why our YouTube channels are refusing to air it. I'll friggin' air it. I don't give a shit. There should be a Zoom link to it. If there is, we will happily air it. Blacking it out, yet they talk shit about them every day. Every YouTube channel should carry it. I mean, as long as there's a link that we can get it, we'll take it. Like, we'll follow it. Like, yeah, they gave him CPR, I believe. They thought he was breathing and he wasn't. They did assume that his chest movement was breath, but I do think it was atypical, sort of him not being able to breathe at that point. And it took a couple minutes, quite a few minutes, for that ambulance to get there for the guy. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely he's a good attorney. I got to give it to Jose Baez. He's a damn good attorney, and he does damn good lawyering, especially for a defense attorney. Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't see the documentary. I didn't know there was a documentary on it. I'll have to watch it. Thank you for putting that in the Discord. So I'm going to have some time tonight watching that. But I watched like the body cam footage, and it was very lengthy, like, yeah, I mean, the only sucky thing about it is you give away 10, right? And so I want to know how many creators actually give them away, because by giving away 10, then those 10 people don't have to buy one. And so like any of the 50 or 60% that YouTube would have taken even from that. So for instance, I think the lowest tier they set at $3.99. So out of that $4 membership per month, I get $1.70 something per person. You know what I mean? So like they take a good cut of it. And so when I give 10 away for the month, those 10 people then don't have to buy one. And each one of them, I would get $1.70 if they bought the lowest tier, obviously more if they buy any of the higher ones. But that's so when you give 10 away, you don't get anything for those. So I do wonder how many people actually give them away on their channel, because that's money they lose. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm like, hey, there's 10 I can give away. I'm giving them away. Like, what the hell? Like, I am grilling. Yes, we are going to grill. Listen, I survive week by week over here for the channel. So believe me, I definitely could make or break someone for sure. Like, for sure. But yes, thank you, Leah, for putting Discord, because I think that's a really, yeah, I remember him getting the not guilty on the Aaron Hernandez stuff. I followed that one, I followed that one. And I did think that he was going to appeal the other one. And I do think he would have got him something, maybe not it thrown out, but something lower than what he got on that to begin with. And ethical, despicable, lying lawyers. Can you be good at your job and be a good person? Who knows? Well, I mean, I do think there are good defense attorneys out there that are good at their jobs, but also good people and have some sort of resemblance of being able to pick and choose the cases that they take as defense attorneys. And like, I would never, like I said, take cases that involve children being hurt as a defense attorney, because I refuse to defend anybody who's harmed a child. Like, and of course, like 90% of the people you get are actually guilty, of course. And then there are some that aren't, but I couldn't take those kinds of cases. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it. Like, so, I mean, I would hope that some of them would have the ethics to not take certain cases, but I guess money speaks to some of these people. You couldn't pay me enough money to take a case like that for children. Absolutely not. Like, oh, I bet he did. That's what he does, right? He wasn't originally a Karen Read supporter. In fact, he was against Karen Read. Well, then that tells you exactly what you need to know about him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, they don't have to, obviously, but yes, after a month, it expires, and then they either get gifted another one from someone gifting them, or get their own. But I guess that's the hope, right? That they'll get their own eventually. Yeah, I know. They sort of blacked out the parts of like the trooper himself in the other thing I was watching, so I'm prepared for it to not be there for this and it be graphic. And I don't do like blood very well and that kind of stuff, so that's why I could probably never be a doctor or a surgeon, because that's not my forte there. But Oh, I did see, I didn't see that whole thing, but you did see a part where like the shots were fired and then they cut it at that point. So they didn't say whether he was like pushed out of the car or whatever, pulled it into the car, drove with it, whatever. We did hear a little bit of the gurgling though, which was just scary. It's the sounds. Yeah, the sounds can be just as triggering, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, money makes the world go round, unfortunately, you know, like I know, I think as a channel owner, I should be able to, you know, choose who gets the 10 memberships, I feel like, but it's kind of sucky they don't let the channel creator choose the 10 people that get it, you know? It's kind of silly. That's kind of, I'm going to end this poll now because I forgot that it was up there. 76% say attorneys, 12% say the cult, and 11% say actual friends. Does she have actual friends? I only threw that up there just to see, like, shits and giggles. You know what I mean? Like, shits and giggles, giggles and shits. Like, I actually have a sign in my bathroom above my toilet that says, everything's for shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. A little sign like this, but you guys know I like my funny signs. All right. So I have a couple, I have them all over the house, all different ones everywhere. Like, so yeah, it's a definitely trigger warning, you know? I mean, there's so many things that are just trigger warning, but trigger warning, you know? Oh, it is the gift of life, but like, ooh, I don't do puke well either. The smell of puke makes me puke. I'm not going to lie. It's not a thing. I don't like it. I obviously have had to clean my children up many times when they've been sick, but my husband does a better job of having to deal with puke. That's for sure. I'm not, I am not the one dealing with the puking. I can't do it. It's not cute. Like, I mean, before I let you guys go, are you guys all doing something this weekend? Are you guys, having a cookout or doing something? Like, what are you guys doing on this Memorial Day weekend? You know, like what are your hanging out with your shits and giggles? Yeah, exactly. Jack. Like, I don't like to compare, but the fact that only a few guns in here and police don't have them makes less scary. Yeah, well, there's lots of, you know, Texas, almost everyone's got a gun. You know what I mean? Like, here in Massachusetts, it's mostly like people who have them illegally. Then they make it very hard for you to get it legally. You know, like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check in on him for sure, and I'll tell you, I'll text you after the show. Yeah, everything's transactional. I agree. Like, everything is transactional when it comes to them. Like, 24/7 while trial is taking place, because you would be doing the same thing. I'd be in the war room at all times. I mean, I would, yeah, definitely. But it seems like she takes her breaks for Grey Goose. You know what I'm saying? Like, Grey Goose. Oh, babysitting. I mean, that's pretty sad if you ask me. It's definitely sad. Like, I couldn't imagine, you know, the silver lining, and I've said this of all this, is I have met some amazing people through this experience. A lot of you have become like family, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that there's so many of you that are like family now, that, you know, I absolutely get worried when you're sick, or, you know, sad when you're sad. Like, I appreciate that every one of you come here and you watch my show, and you share it, and you like it, and you donate when you can, and I appreciate that more than probably you guys know, you know. Ooh, you going to nanny? You going to the nanny? Listen, hot dogs. I could probably eat hot dogs and burgers all summer long and be perfectly fine with that. Like, I'm going to bring one of my murder mystery games that me and my daughter haven't done, and hopefully we can solve it together. We only have 2 that we haven't done yet, so I'm hoping we can solve them. Like, and I know you are. I think she's been yelling at her defense team, which is not helping her. So I do think we will do a show tomorrow. I just don't know what time. What time do you guys think will work better? Are you guys sleeping in? Do you guys think it'll be like should I do like a 12 o'clock show, or should we stick with the early morning 9:30, 10 when we don't have trial type show? Because there's no trial tomorrow. It is a holiday. So I'm trying to figure out what time. What time should we do this? What time would be a good time to do tomorrow's show? For sure. We need to figure it out, because I do think that we will do one. You like the 9:30 start time? Some people like the 9:30 start time. 10, yeah, it's around the same, 9:30, 10. Some people like that earlier start time because it's the same all the time. And then, other people on a holiday at 4 a.m. I know it's different times for some of you who are in the UK too, so I always feel bad. And then also, if you think it's 9 a.m. here, you got to think about, West Coast, which is 3 hours behind us. So, ooh, lobster. I haven't had lobster in a really long time. I have a Blackstone grill that my friend Tracy bought me for Mother's Day, and I absolutely love it. I've only used it a handful of times, but I freaking love it. It's amazing. And it's a way that I can just woosah, go outside, grill some things, sit in my conspiracy chairs, at my little conspiracy chairs. It's got a little table in the middle, which I absolutely love. So it's got like a conspiracy table because they're connected. It's 2 chairs connected by a table, and then there's a shelf underneath it, and then a shelf underneath that. And I put, I love camping, so I put a bunch of camping stuff on my wish list for this year. Some of the things that I still need, or some things that I had but are outdated. Like, I obviously have a huge tent, but it's a few years old. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jack. That is not what I would have wanted to deal with. That's for sure. Like, that is definitely a little bit depressing. Like, and it's like people, too, where you're like, God damn it. Like, you guys are smarter than this, You're freaking smarter than this. You just are. Like, I'm going to check real quick for any other last minute donations before I end this with you guys. And then I'm going to go enjoy my day with my kiddos, and eat some food and hang out. And then, of course, I will see you guys in the morning. Make sure that if you're on my replay crew, try not to skip the ads. That helps. Try not to skip them. Or do what Jesse does and put one on the TV, right? And one on the phone. And then let the one on the TV run while you watch the one on the phone, so that it doesn't skip the ads. It goes through them, Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. You should have emailed me. I would have talked to you about it. That shit sucks. That it's shitty to have to deal with, especially knowing there are smarter people than that. They're smarter. You know what I mean? 10, 11 to the West Coast is a little extra time to wake up and overseas. I'm working tomorrow, so anytime that suits. Yeah, that sucks, Jack. I'm sorry. That would have made me pissed off. Oh, no, that's even worse. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, and that's do they not realize that, that rolling rally could be them? Did they not realize that? Did they not realize all it takes is one idiotic moron that believes some nonsense to make money? Because that's all it's about, is money and fame for him. To say some shit like that, to feed it to a bunch of idiots that believe it, for that to be them. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? I did start as believing it could be plausible because the conspiracy wasn't as wild as it is now, right? It was kind of much more simpler. But then pieces of evidence started coming out. And as soon as the evidence came out, I was like, yeah, no. So this doesn't fit because of this, and this pieces of evidence. And so that became a problem for me. These pieces of evidence proved that this simple conspiracy. So then the conspiracy got worse and worse and worse, and more people and more people and more people. And so it just became like, come on now, The switchover definitely is awesome just because how stupid it sounds. How dumb it sounds at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think anybody that's not willing to open their mind to the fact that there's not some giant, vast conspiracy, it's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. And I think they're going to feel duped and used and lied to when this is over. And I think a lot of them will just disappear. And the ones that don't are just the core 30 or 40 people that have been following him long before this case and will follow him long after, and will do everything he says whenever he says, no matter what. I think that's part of the problem. Like, oh, that's disgusting. That's really horrific and horrendous. That's probably one of the most horrific things I've ever heard. Shame on him. Shame on him. Literally shame on him. You know, like, no offense, but they have no, in my eyes, you have no business being a cop if you can't figure out the conspiracy doesn't make sense. Like, you're bad at your job. Don't ever try to be a detective. Just stay giving out tickets, because you can't be good at detecting if you can't figure out something so basic. Just saying. Like, and they have been impacted by the misinformation, you know, and the problem is, though, there's only so many of us trying to dispel the misinformation. Some people start trying to help out, and then they get harassed into oblivion until they stop. And so that it just remains the same, you know, 4 or 5 of us that there are to dispel the misinformation. And we do the best we can. But it's difficult. You know what I mean? It's difficult. It's not easy to dispel all that misinformation, just the few of us. We can't be everywhere at every time. We can't dispel every tiny little thing that comes about, because we don't know about every tiny little thing. Whatever we do know about, we dispel, obviously, with pieces of evidence and actual facts. Like, but it's like, yeah, it's like they lie for a hobby. You know what I mean? Like, the propaganda. I would have. See, I wouldn't. You are a better person than me, Jax. I'm gonna tell you right now. I would not be able to sit there and not say anything. I would not be able to sit there and not correct them. I don't give a shit if it's 50 on 1. But that's my mouth. You know, I would not be able to sit there and listen to them spout misinformation and nonsense without correcting them, because I can't do it. Like, there's no chance in hell. I just don't have it in me to have that kind of patience. You have more patience than I, sir. More patience than I, because I don't have that kind of. No, I mean, believe me, I know. I walked through the depths of hell. I walked through the middle of these people, hundreds of them, at the courthouse. Like, believe you me when I say I get it. I get it. I mean, I still get harassed daily. We're talking text messages, DMs, emails, like whatever it is, like constant lies they spread on social media. Like, it's constant that I deal with. And it's because I have the balls to say what's true and what isn't, and call out the bad behavior. Well, how dare I stick up for innocent people who have been charged with no crime and done nothing wrong, to point out all of the lies that they tell? How freaking dare I? Like, you know, poor John, I feel like it's rolling over in his grave, you know? Oh my God, you're telling me. You want to know why though, Dougie? Because I feel like they can't. I mean, think about this for a second, right? Who would agree to go on that show? I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to go on that show. They've spread so many lies and misinformation. You could not pay me to get on that show. Not one bit. So who else are they going to get? I mean, who else? And not for nothing, but we're talking about Ronnie the jury, the one who blamed John for wanting to go to the house. It's his fault he died because he wanted to go to the house. Like, victim blaming at its finest. But at least to like the smidge of credit that we give Ronnie the jury, he did say that Karen's clips would make him lean towards convicting her at this point, which is not good for her. Like, you're right. It's not just misinformation. It's disinformation. It is worse. It's deliberate. It's on purpose. And it's constant. And it's not just about this case. They'll try to tear down any single one person talking about it and giving the correct information, because they can't have you doing that, right? Like, so they'll just talk about you, say things that aren't true, go on and on and on about how you're a horrible, horrible person. And most of us just laugh and point, because we're like, we know each other. Like, that's the most utterly ridiculous, nonsensical, bull-faced lie we've ever heard. And it's like, people who have never met you and don't even know you. Like, how you could believe someone you've never met and don't know talking about someone they've never met and don't know. It makes no sense. Like, yeah, the person that talks about someone they've never met and don't know, yeah, they're definitely credible. Sure, 100%. Like, what? You know? And I agree. It is like the Twilight Zone, DJ. It's 100% like the freaking Twilight Zone. Like, I know. How dare I, right? How dare I? Like, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. And I probably would have. After I told them, each and every one of them, about themselves, I would have went down the line. And you fucking hypocritical piece of shit. Didn't you do X, Y, and Z? Right? But you think cops left someone on their lawn to die with their phone in their pocket? You're a fucking genius. I would have went down the line of each and every one of them. Every one of them. Told them all about themselves. Probably made them cry a little. But if you think you have the right to spread misinformation about everybody else, if I just lie about you, isn't that okay, right? Because that's what you're doing about other people right now. That's what I would have pointed out to them. So it's okay if I just go online right now and say you did X, Y, and Z, and 75 people believe me, and those 75 people tell 75 more people, so on and so forth. And then you start getting letters and emails and text messages, and people show up at your house. And that's okay, right? Because, like, I said it was true, so it must be. Even though you know it's a lie about you, but, like, you'd be totally okay with that happening to you, right? I bet each one of those 20 people would run directly to their bosses or other police officers to report it. It's harassment, right? They've been charged with no crime. That's what they would say if it was them. I find it hypocritical of each and every one of them to sit there and talk about people they don't know and have never met a day in their lives and expect that if it didn't happen, if it happened to them, people would believe them. They have no idea what these people have been through. And I pray to God that it doesn't happen to them, or something horrific like that doesn't happen to them, because only then do people start to figure out what harm it does. You know what I'm saying? I can only sit back just sit and listen for so long before I got to say something. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have. So you are definitely have more patience than I do. That's for sure. It is like the Twilight Zone. It is like the Twilight Zone. I mean, Taillight's kind of funny, though. I'm not going to lie. It is kind of funny. In the Taillight Zone. Right? You can take comfort in the fact that we know how effing stupid that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I also blame the media, as we know, the mainstream. Right? Ronnie likes it. He that's very clear that he wanted the attention. He was the only one of the jurors that wanted to come forward, and clearly we know why. You know? Like, I've heard this before from other people, and I like to believe it's because they at least sort of grasp the law and like some of the legalese, because I was able to explain it to them in a way that made sense. Because that's what I sort of aim to do. Like, right? You did make it better in the Taillight Zone. It's hilarious. You know? It is a community, a small community, but we're going to grow this community. We're going to. Like what we created. It's not just what I created. It's what we created. And I intend to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Or R.L. Stein. I mean, I believe R.L. Stein. Rod Serling, R.L. Stein, Goosebumps. This is Goosebumps sort of shit. Like, you are right, Dougie. I agree. I do think this is the best chat. Ronnie and his traveling bow. It's not even the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's Ronnie and his traveling juror bow. I wonder if that bow has magical powers that blocks his critical thinking skills. We need to take the bow off. Just saying. Like, for real, we probably could. I need to put some music to Mrs. O'Keefe making this this rolling eyes thing. We gotta have Freak put some music on this, or anybody who can, as a matter of fact. But we need a clip where there's like music behind this, like wah wah wah, something like that. You know what I mean? Like where she's just like, "Wow, you're all fucking stupid." Like, oh, he definitely wanted that attention. 100% wanted that attention. 100% wanted it. Oh my, right? Or water to spurt out of it. It'd be funny if it just sprayed him in the eye. That'd be hilarious. Put a big red nose on him. It's fine. All right, I'm going to let you guys go because my daughter's going to be here literally any minute, and I took up too much time. But I love your stinking faces. I don't see any donations to read. But as always, if you guys donate when I'm not live, I'll read them. Oh, yesterday I did get a $100 donation. Thank you very much from Grave. I appreciate you, Grave. No worries at all. No worries. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't. Dougie, are you in the Discord? Join the Discord. I think you get a kick out of it. Like, but yes, happy Memorial Day. I will see you guys in the morning. I'll set it about 7 in the morning. So you'll see around 7 in the morning notification pop up for what time I actually decide. It'll probably be between 9:30 and 10 sometime. But if per usual, if you, oh, and Jack, thank you. Now you popped up. Jack the other day donated, I think it was $13 if I remember correctly when I wasn't live anymore. So hey, if the food was good, Jack, it's all that matters, right? Get your food and get out, right? But if you do donate when I am not live anymore and you're on the replay, you can still get memberships when I'm not live. You can send super stickers and super chats when I'm not live. I didn't know that. You can actually do it in the comment section. I had no idea that was a thing. I saw it on someone else's thing the other day and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But you can do that. And if you do a donation, we will read it tomorrow morning if you do it when I'm not live anymore. And we love our replay crew. We would ask that you please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We love your stinking faces. I thank you all very much. Thank you, MYB, for your $13.99 donation earlier. Thank you, Jack, for gifting 5 memberships. I gifted 5 memberships because they let me do that per month. Thank you, Allie, for the $5 super sticker. I love it. Thank you, Christina, for the $1.99 super sticker. I love it. I love those super stickers. They popped up on the screen over here, and I was like, ooh, I love the super stickers. They're so cute. They're so cute. They're all different, but they're so cute. All right, I'll see you on Discord later. I will take pictures of me conspiracizing and relaxing on Memorial Day. I love your stinking faces, and I will see you all in the AM. Bye, everybody.